to Venus, Liberia. I'm Jawara Simon. We are live from the John F. Kennedy Memorial Hospital where a man identified as Melvin D. Swain has been caught impersonating as officer of the Liberia National Police. So,
So, ladies and gentlemen of the press, welcome to this interview here at the John F. Kennedy Hospital in Cinco, where this fellow identified by his police as Melvin Swain was hit by a vehicle who was involved in an accident last evening at the Famoma checkpoint where he was taken here at the JFK, but he was fully dressed in his uniform, LAP regalia, impersonating as an LAP officer. And so he's here, we have to conduct this interview so that it can be known that this individual is not a police officer as claimed by him with the ID card. You can see the ID card is here to the officer with the ID card number, everything is up. But not to take much of your time, he's here, you can talk to him. So, you can ask him questions.
Morning.
morning.
Why are you here, sir?
You can call your name and
Yeah,
ask
my name
the
is
question.
Alfonso Mayonga. Why are you here, sir?
You were hit by unknown driver, but you are wearing a uniform that belongs to the Liberian government, particularly the Liberian National Police. How did you get it?
Was watching young people was watching
Where?
around.
So even the ID card as well. How did you get this ID card? How did you get it printed?
I took it from what we seen at that time, but it was there.
So for how many years have you been doing this?
25 March, which is this.
Okay.
Okay, so I want to know, in your operation, guess now your own duty, right?
No, I was going to my.
So which number are you assigned to?
I'm not sure.
So you normally go on the favorite checkpoint and get on your
So I can work to check.
Please.
I was crossing the road, and the car hit me. Crossing the road going to Matari Estate to my money down, and the car hit me.
How long you been in the force?
I said 2025 March.
2025.
March.
So why did you decide to impersonate?
Anyway, I the plan. Yes, I the plan. You would have let them lose our depending on you know work on economy because I pass over the job.
You mean you pay money to people that are
Yeah.
on the application process at the
I
police street?
carry all my application, I carry it. Yeah. You promise to put me on the to put me on the to connect me, and I was disappointed.
So it is why you were led to impersonate as officer of the brand.
It happened. Can't say anything.
So how old are you? How old are you?
36.
So how you call the police bash on you? Because
It was what?
where?
On stores. They got stores they sell in uniform.
How come you never gonna bash?
And the seal.
They sell it.
Oh, so you mean the salary in the store?
So if you
Which store are you
where
talking
where,
about?
where?
Can you do-
No, but you know where you get it from.
Can you take her to where you purchase the badge, the flare, everything? You go for the uniform, I know they sell in all the store body.
The badge and the seal. You're also wearing the seal.
in this condition, my condition come first. In the condition right now.
Okay. Now you are going through this process. What message you give for others?
Oh, so back to the right channel, that's all. Because what I'm going through now is a big disgrace.
You regret your action? Are you regretting your action?
Sure.
So what's your operation name, sir? You need to carry on doing
That's
it.
my name. Yeah, sure. That's my name.
What kind of operation is
You used to erect taxi or motorbike?
No.
So what kind of policing were you doing?
Guys, you don't have license. You know what I'm saying?
So where were you stationed? Where you usually needs to be? People who know you when they see you, they will identify you as an officer of the Liberia National Police.
So what I'm saying, most people talking to big police. Yeah, but later on, they realize I'm not a police.
So where you usually needs to be?
I don't have to say it. You know.
So what is your rank?
See, inspector.
Yeah, I don't have nothing more to say. Yeah, I'm already.
So you regret your action?
Sure.
But do you know the penalty
You
and
asked about the rank. Here is a rank he had on his ID card.
inspector?
Inspector.
He's an inspector.
Inspector LMP with LMP number 4697. Inspector.
So you are 36 year old. What's a trap?
I go.
Okay, thank you.
So folks, I would say thanks for following Baba.
So that brings us to the end of the interview with this suspect and a victim and an accident victim also. Though he's a suspect, but he's an accident victim, according to him. After working, like a police officer was on his way home and he was hit by vehicle. Last night he was body at the GFK Medical Center. So this is the ID card he made as a police officer, inspector, and these are the clothes that he was wearing. Here is his trouser, and he was dressed in his full police regalia. There's the top. He had a uniform with flag and the police seal, everything on him. So as you can see,
So just in it, fall back to this.
So how long do we expect him to be here? How long?
so we don't know the report from the doctor, but though he was hit, but he will be prosecuted.
So what are the charges? So folks, Varro said thanks for following Baba.
Hey, hello, Harriet. Hello, everyone. How are you? How are you? Hello. Hello. How are you? Okay, let me turn that thing off. There you go. We're back. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Nightly Exchange on Liberia Watch News. Thank you for coming. So, Mars, what are you doing at the comment section? Let me put this in here. Let me put the link in the comment section. It's been requested by Morris. So thank you, everyone. Today is the 21st of August,
2025. Thank you for being here with us today. Thank you for coming to hang out with us, discuss Liberia. Um, yeah, you can find us on Liberia Watch News on Facebook and YouTube. Please share the show. Please share. Please comment. Please engage with us with us here. We are here to talk about the good, bad, and ugly of our country, Liberia. I usually like to talk about mostly the good things. That's what I'm interested in. But nevertheless, whatever comes our way, we have to talk about it, right? So that's why we're here. I know we're gonna start messing it up. We are not here for just political, but lately we have not set up our schedule yet to give you what days and stuff that we come on with other topics like social, sometimes social throwbacks. Yeah, we are gonna be going back in time, Liberia, when some of us wasn't born. But we got YouTube today. We got history. We got stuff now all on it. Something we'll talk about it. We'll come here. We'll talk about it with you guys. And I think some of us it will be a good thing for some of you because it will be like you're just like me too. If you don't know, we can talk about it together. For you who know, it'll be like, oh, I remember this time, when this happened, when Doe or Charleston or Tarbert or Todman, when they did all of this. So we want to kind of spice it up a little bit. We've been working on some stuff. And with your help, sharing the show, commenting, engaging with us, that will make it, that can be your contribution to it all too. While we trying to make it spicy, doesn't always have to be politics. Some of us, we're not politicians, but Liberia has turned us into one, and we want to get away from that a little bit to talk about other things that is concerning to us. Businesses, for some of us who want to be business people in Liberia outside of politics. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of Emmy that want to do that, and some of us we just want to invest and want to do other stuff in Liberia. We want to be able to talk about that as well on this platform, and not just politics Monday to Sunday or Saturday. Politics. I mean, when something happens in a country that is heavy or that is, taking over the airways, we'll talk about it a little bit, but we want to have those things like maybe sometimes we'll say Friday social night, maybe sometimes Thursday throwbacks, or Wednesday ladies, something like that. And then for Monday and Tuesdays, and we can have the political talk, something like that. We're working on it, so please do us the favor, engage with us. This is like I always say, it's an independent platform that anyone you want to come on here and talk. Don't be wary because we are not a big names and big faces, big names the faces with the big names and stuff that everybody want to be connected to and want to be saying. You never know when Amy want, come on here and interact with us too and join us and let's talk about Liberia. Those big names started like this. Okay, so help us get there as well. We're not trying to be something, we're just trying to create something here, grow something here for us. This community is safe for all of us. Just come on and have your say. I have a side. Everybody that come on here have that side, right? We are not journalists. We're not doing journalism one-on-one here. We don't know anything about that. We're just people who like to talk. Young Liberians that want to come and be part of the conversation. Talking about things that are happening in our country and things that we feel needs to happen for the betterment of our country. For people like us who want to go back home, or our elderlies who trying to go back home as well with some health condition and stuff like that. Those are the kind of things we come on here to talk about. So we want you to also be a part of it. Not just sit in our living room all the time and just, condemn and just criticize and have no suggestion, have no, contribution to it too. This is what I'm doing here is a contribution because who knows? Some of them might be watching this show yet and might hear us saying something that is needed to be done, and they might just take heed to it and go ahead and do something about it. Because we're not here bashing them, we're not here insulting them, we're not here doing so much, the things that would turn them off. Even though we're not here to kiss up, right? But still, we are being objective when we're saying these things, and maybe they will listen to it in that way when they're turned off on other people or whatever, that they feel like they have some kind of, I can't listen to this person because this person is not fair. Something. So we try to be different from that. And I want you to be a part of this community. So please share the show. Share the show. The link is in the comment section. We will be dropping the link in the comment section for now until we get the amount of people that we want to be on here, then we will stop doing that. So take advantage of it now and do so if you want to be a part of us. Everybody, on any side of the aisle, political or whatever, doesn't say, oh, these people that do they support this other person or they support the other party, so I'm not going there. No. Come on, support whichever side you want to support. That's what we say. We practice democracy in Liberia. So come on. Don't be scared. Don't be shy. Let's do this together. Let's build something together as Liberians. Like I always say, right? We hear all the time that Liberians don't support each other. Liberians don't like to they don't support the good stuff. When they hear the bad things about each other, that's when it comes to show support, like insults or gossip and stuff. But we don't do none of that here. So guess what? We're trying to get you to stay away from that generational curse, that evil bloodline, or that stereotype. I want us to start breaking it from here. Let's do something different. Let's not continue that Liberians don't support each other narrative on here. Let's do it together. Come here and support us, and let's do better. We are the young generation. We know who we are. Let's start from there. With these little things that we're doing, that's where we can, start the new narrative. That Liberians don't support each other. We need to, Liberians don't love each other. They love other people too, and they like to do this, they like to do that. Learn how to support the good things too, right? You can go into drama. If drama is your thing, hey, by all means, knock yourself out. But when you see something like these, Amy stay here and try to talk about Liberia, what she knows about it, and other people come here too and scratching that throat, and because we all want better Liberia, right? We want to go home. We want to be able to go to our country, good healthcare, electricity, good roads and everything. Security, my main thing, security, all of that. That's what we come here to talk about. And then why wouldn't you want to support that? So please do so. But first let me bring Maurice on. I don't know why Maurice was asking for the link in the chat room, but in the comment section, but let me bring him on. Hey, Mr. Gatsama. How are you?
How are you, the Marshall Territory lady?
I am doing great.
Are you doing good?
I'm doing all right.
Good to see you, sharp and ready. Yeah.
Yes, I'm trying. Yeah, thank God I'm doing okay. And how you been? How was your day? How is work? And just say hi.
Yeah, it was okay for the most part. It was okay. Nice weather, not too much heat.
I can't tell you that. It's really hot in Texas.
I know. I remember it was in 2000. I think it was 19 or 20. I went Texas. I remember. By the time I get out of the terminal, the heat that hit me alone. I said, "What? No, I don't think I'm in America. I think I'm in somewhere else." Yeah, the last time I was there, I think it was 2020, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah, Texas get Houston can get pretty hot.
It was too hot.
So what's going on? What's on your mind today?
Before I go to what's in my mind, let me ask you this question, right? And I always ask people this question: have you seen any ugly HR? Because all the HR I've seen, they're all beautiful.
HR.
Yeah, the HR lady, all the HR ladies I've seen, they're all fine. Yeah.
I
get
don't
this,
know. I don't be paying attention to that.
man. Okay, I don't see no ugly HR from Liberia. All the places I've been to working here, I don't see no ugly HR. I don't come across. I don't know the company they can yellow for the fine women and make the HR.
You mean human resources, right? Well,
Human
that's the
resources.
face. That's the face of the company when hiring process. So
Just be observing it. Seriously, I don't see no
but
ugly
trust
HR.
me, since you said it now, I'll be paying
Mhm.
attention to
Pay
to
attention to it, seriously. And if you ask 10%, probably 8 will tell you say no. I think I see. I've not come across ugly HR. Yeah, but
Did you come across a girl today that made you to remember this question?
because I have in the last year or two, I have been to like 3 to 4 interview with a job, and all the HRs there are super cute. If you ask me to choose among, if you ask me to choose among them, I will not even know which one to choose.
Then got a job and then you go in there, you're not going to the HR. So we're ready for that. Then you going there for the job. That's okay.
Yeah, I'm like, but wait, this company they can have meeting or what? Yeah, but I mean, it's good to be here, man. Sometimes, Yeah, I mean, you asked for what's in my mind.
Yeah, it's not a lot. There's still a lot going on in the country today. Outside of the country, though, Japan, and well, a little thing. So we just gonna be going here and there today.
Yeah, lots on my mind, but I want to take it off the Liberian show first. Take it from the women ain't getting too plenty. They think the war got to all over the world. The women ain't getting too plenty. They think the war got to come together to see reason why they got to reconsider the decision of marry only one woman. The women ain't getting too plenty in the war. Yeah, at least they got to make it open so that we can get 2, 3.
Guess what?
Mm-hmm.
In some society, the women are married for men.
Yeah,
They dare to change that whole thing that men get married more than one woman. I'm going to live in that society where the women get married more than one man.
That one will be hard, but for the men to marry, 2, 3,
they're doing it already.
No, because women is not designed to serve 2 men or 3 men. But men, women are not designed like that. But men are designed to serve 3, 4 women, even 10.
Yeah, God had created you.
Mm-hmm.
The book that I believe,
mm-hmm.
He said each woman a man to a wife, right?
Yeah.
If God said that, who are we as humans to say, no, you're wrong, God? Not designed like that.
Well, that can be interpreted.
Well, the Quran said too. People say, "Oh, the Quran said God said you can marry more than one wife." Nuh-uh. It's a trick there that you're not listening to. Regardless, if you can love them all the same, you can treat them all the same. Where in the world you see a person loving 4 men or women the same way, treating them all the same?
Yeah.
Exactly. That means he don't want you to do it. But he trick you. He gave you that little clause. Yeah, you go ahead, you can do it. Regardless. As I tell you a child, you say, oh, I want 3 boiled rice. Oh, yeah, you can have 3 boiled rice. Regardless if you can just sit down and eat all of them right now. Then you can have them all. But if you cannot, you can't take it. So what is that?
Me, I know in the long run, the war will still reason. The same way they say man can marry man, woman can marry man. I know in the long run, the war will still reason to say, you know what, it is open. Go ahead. Because you know what I saying this, at least I read a report that said the UN report, the demographic report, 2025. Over almost 8 billion people in the world. And out of that 8 billion, I think only 2 billion are men. The rest are women, something like that. And they get into plenty. And among the 2 billion, some of them on the other side, some of them in jail, some of the men dying soon, all that kind of thing. So,
those 8 billions of women, right? Most
But
of
what
them
are you?
think they are men.
But what are you defending here? You want men to marry 2-3 women, but they get 2-3 chick on side chick on the
I
side.
don't want my husband to get no, I don't
Oh,
want to have no side chick either.
but yeah, so instead of all having side chick all over the place, or just make them.
Well, so
You know,
what can you say? What would you say about the women that are having side? What do you call the men in?
they're not supposed to. Woman only supposed to get
Oh, double
one man.
standard. They're not supposed to. Says who? I
No,
keep
because
asking
they are
you.
because
I don't
they're not
subscribe to
designed.
what humans say. I subscribe to what I believe in. What the
Women
Bible.
are not designed the way we are designed. Women are not designed that way. There are things that women can do. Men can do it. There are things that men can do. Women can do it. We're all designed differently for different purposes. You know.
Let's talk about that particular part.
Yeah. Men
Let's
can
talk about that particular part.
breastfeed child, but
You
women can
say
breastfeed
women
child.
cannot cheat. You can cheat. Women can cheat. So what are you talking about?
Huh?
You can cheat. Women can cheat.
Yeah, but women are not supposed to cheat.
The
That's why I
men
say we're not
the men
designed.
that want to cheat, they cheat. The women who wants to cheat, they cheat. So
No,
what is
women
it that you can do there that women cannot do?
women are
And
supposed
the
I'm
women say they
just
want to
telling
do
you,
it, they can do it
women are
very
supposed to
well.
cheat. Women are supposed to cheat.
You don't know. That's not a clause. Everybody not supposed to cheat. You're
Women
doing
in
it.
part,
So what
women in
makes
part,
you think?
women in particular are not supposed to cheat.
There's no way in my Bible say women in particular. It said that should
Because
not commit idolatry. That should not commit fornication. There's no way it said women in
men,
particular or men in particular. No.
Amy, men cheat for the fun, but women cheat for emotional. Women can only cheat
So
based
that
on
makes it
emotion.
okay.
Hmm? That what
makes
make it
okay.
they're not supposed to. That what make it they're not supposed to. Women are
You
supposed to
cheating for
because
fun makes it okay that you cheat?
it's little better than women because
No, it's not better.
because
Do you know what you getting your family involved into what you doing all of that? When you are man, as a man, then we want to go social and I go a little bit on the outside.
no, we just I mean
You as a man,
we can transition. Just
you as a
it was
man
just
or
my
woman, not just you, right? Woman
it
or
was
anybody who cheats, right?
it was just my it was just my training, but we
I
can
know.
transition.
Anybody, no, we talking about this before we transition. Anybody who is married, have family, and go outside and start to cheat, right? That's the generational curse you're bringing onto your family. That you know how many like spiritual. I don't know how much spiritual you are, but once you sleep with one person, do you know everybody that person has slept with? You have also slept with that person. Every demon and everything they have, you have already something you bringing it home to your wife. So does the women too. Whatever is something they're bringing it home to their husband and too. So there's no way in a world that it's okay for anybody to do that. Human just want to satisfy that human side of things. But no, that's not a good thing for anybody to do. If you don't want to get married, which is still bad, it's funny kidding. But go ahead and do that. But don't be married. You have a family, and then you're doing that.
I want to marry 3, 4, 5. I want for the Lord to be open so I can have 2, 3 women at the same time. I don't want to have a wife and have 2, 3 girlfriends on the side. I want to have a wife, wives.
I'm confused though. What makes you
Well,
think because you got a status wife on it is better than you having a side chick? It's the same thing.
That's why I want to make it known.
Well, because
I want to make it official. I want to make it official.
You want to make it official?
Yeah, I want to make it official.
Okay.
Our papa there in the villages and the primary chief they get 4, 5 women and they born the children. And when last in a year one woman get 3 men, 2 men because why society will not accept it.
Do they have DNA?
Women are not designed.
All the women that you think for the parliament chief, you think for him?
Well, most of them are for him because those days in the village the people are committed. So most of them are for the men.
You better think again. You think all the children that the parliament chief for think he is something? No, why he's there going doing something? Those women there too, they're doing their own thing. Stop playing games. Trust me.
Y'all gotta join the advocates. You're the women, and so it can in Zambia. I think Zambia, it was in Zambia. Zambia, the women in protest, the women in march. This is a true story. I'm telling you, the march that the country should pass a law where they will have the chance to marry for men to marry then 2, 3 in once and something like that. They passed, they march in Zambia. In Ghana, there was a pastor that was pushing this campaign. In other countries around the world. So y'all gotta join. Also, we all can push this. In Zambia, there was a march. In Ghana. There's a well-known pastor in Ghana that always preaching that. A well-known
That's
pastor.
That's not a real pastor.
So y'all gotta join the fight so we all can push for this.
Mm.
You know,
If
the
it
same
were in a book, then I would have. I'm not doing
the same way we say men can marry men, women can marry woman can marry woman. The world now accepting now. We live in a
the
liberal
word.
society.
The word
I mean,
accepted. I don't accept it.
it's
That's not.
we live in a
That's,
so they gotta open it so we can all can marry. We're struggling, especially in America, yeah. Where you only gotta get one woman and start. You get two, you gotta have the other one. Only the other one government gotta know about it.
that's not my belief that a man
I
should
think
marry
Utah.
a man
Is it Utah?
or
Is
a
it
woman should
is it
marry a
Utah that is
woman.
some?
So
I think one of the states kind of legalized. Or I think either Utah or somewhere they can marry 2-3 women.
the Mormon religion or whatever, Utah and stuff, yeah, they can
No,
do
but it's
that.
a good thing. It will be good. I swear, it will be very good in your even in your favor. It will be good for you. If
Oh
your
my
husband
God.
get two, if your husband get 2 now 3, it
I
will be very
rebuke
good.
you in the name of Jesus. No, I rebuke you. The Lord rebuke you in Jesus' name. Don't put that on me. I tell you, it will be good for me. It will be good for you because you want it. That's what he's something. I'm going to ask society where the women are married for men. Let me go there. So if I marry a woman, nobody will see problem with that. But I am not gonna stay and advocate for me and marry women. No. If the women don't want to do it too, then since the world everybody they're doing craziness now, then why can't they do it too?
That will be some of our campaign in this country. We gotta fight that. We gotta fight that campaign so that the American government is the same way they say make all kind of LGBT, what kind of BT
Wow,
fine.
are you something that American people believes on Africa like too? No, we don't believe in that stuff. So say LGB, whatever, and Gimba and everything. No, we don't do that. That's
Why is your training cinema training there? Why you on a training?
my training. Well, my training is Liberia was
Oh, okay.
Liberia on my mind and what's going on with the drug issue and everything. That's what's on my mind in Liberia. Now I know a man marrying more than one wife. I tell you can't even handle more than one wife. You start making the women that start cheating.
You hear me advocating for 2-3 so I can handle one? You hear me sitting and advocating for 2-3 so I can handle one?
You can't handle 2 or 3. That's what I mean.
I don't care. I just want to get 2. I just want to get the freedom to get 2 or 3 at all. Whether I handle them or not. Yeah, I just want to get
what
the freedom.
Those 3 or 4 start going out and start doing things out of that.
Fine. We'll thought I want that. I just want to get the freedom to get 2, 3. Yeah. When I look at Mary, I look at Rita. When I look at Rita, I look at Josephine. But I should not just be looking at Josephine alone.
You know, Josephine like I get tired by where you want.
So you see, so I live when Josephine resting, I looking at Mary.
Josephine can get tired by where you want to. She wants to see John and she wants to see Peter.
No, Josephine. Josephine is not.
She wants to see Moses. She wants to see Musa. She wants to see everybody.
Josephine is not designed that way to see
You
Peter
and
Paul.
Josephine. So how do you know how Josephine designed?
Because Josephine,
you're not a woman. So how do you know?
Megan breastfeeds, woman can breastfeed the child. So we are all designed differently. You know, there are things that we can do, women can do it. There are things that women can do, men can do it.
Yeah, whatever. We're not talking about
that's what I say. In terms of sexuality, the desire, the way we are designed, women are not designed like that, you know.
You keep telling yourself that like you're no women.
And there's also another report.
The same way you see Josephine, you're happy. When Josephine see Musa, he see Prince, her can be too.
There's also another report that
have a way of controlling that she just don't wait. She doesn't want to do it. She can go. She can something else. And I'm pretty sure you can do the same thing too. Everybody, every man and woman can do this. But y'all got a mentality. It's already printed on your brain. Society have already made, especially the African culture. Oh, man would be man. Man would be man. You already got that thing in your brain. But it doesn't mean that's true. If one man can do it, all of y'all can do it.
There's also another report too. I think that in Nigeria that out of 4 child for a man, one or two they're not for the man
You see?
in Nigeria. Out of 4, out of
You just make my
1 or
kids.
2.
You just
No,
make
but
my kids for me.
no, that does not mean it has nothing to do with you married 2 women or 3 women. It can really has nothing to do. So that was it.
Yes,
I
it
report-
does.
even
Because
in
if
Liberia,
one is
even in-
feeling like
Even in Liberia, even in Liberia, when they conduct that survey in Liberia, probably the ratio will be very high. Because look, I used to be at the embassy. People go there for interview. They carry 2-3 children for their DNA results. Some not 2, they only out of 3, some are 2, they only for the men. Maybe the other one. And sometimes the one that the men love so much, that the one that can be for the men.
I know.
It happens all the
That
time.
happened to one of my cousins. He was
It
in the
happen,
military.
yeah.
He was in the military here. He sent for his children.
Mm-hmm. It's so
4 of them.
frustrating.
There
And these
was
are things that
4,
sometimes we really need to
there
talk
were
about.
3, I think there were 3 girls. No, there were 3 boys and a girl. And only the girl was for him.
Yeah, it happen all the time.
He almost went stone crazy.
That's that small frustration there.
He was so out of it. Like the US Army had to send him home, and they had people checking on him like every 1 hour on base. That's how messed up he was. He
It's
was
so crazy.
that was a couple of years ago. Like,
Oh wow.
that was before I had my son. So it was probably like 12 or 13 years ago. That happened.
Wow.
And I was like, and he was so, he said, I mean, it was, you know, at the time I was young, right? I didn't really understand. I was laughing at him because he was so beat up, but I was younger then, so I didn't understand much. So,
You didn't understand the implication.
The frustration that he was going through. But now I do understand it now. You know, he was like, they were born right in my hands. He couldn't believe he said they were born right in my hand. Like, when did this happen? That's how, and I'm like, well, now when I'm thinking about it, I said, well, women can be sneaky if they want to be. You see men out here doing all these funny stuff, and then when the woman tell you stop, you don't want to listen. If that woman wants to retaliate and say you would not know, you would not know. So all of these running around and stuff, that's some of the, and my cousin was a Rolling Stone, so I couldn't say well, maybe the children, he doesn't deserve it like that, but the woman paying back on him, I wouldn't go against that because maybe what he did to her. But for the children not being his, that was the messed up part to it. Like he was ready out of it. He was disturbed. And that is the true story. So that can happen in Liberia, though. That's how that he
would that happens all the time.
Because it's gonna be a lot of problem if people. You're right.
And right now, in the Western world, sometimes in the Western world, when you have a child, right in the hospital, they can ask you if you want to do DNA, or something you can request for DNA right in the hospital. Because sometimes even between 2 married couples, you never know. You can be 100%.
Yeah, well, you can't be married to your wife and child when you say you want a DNA. That just doesn't look right.
Well, you can say that.
Has some argument or some disagreement.
You can say that, but for a lot of things that go on in the world, you got to be on the safe side. You want to say, you know what? Yeah, let's do the DNA to be really be on the safe side. What's wrong with that?
What I heard was the married woman don't born bastard picking. So what safe side you want to be on?
Married woman, meaning that you're already married. That's all about. It's not those phrases are not, you know, cast in stone that because what they say it is right. It's almost like when people say father's bone, I know patient, how do you say it? Patient don't eat the father's bone. It's not true. Something again, patient, at the end of the day, eat the dry bone.
You nothing.
He can't even eat nothing. So you can patient, you wait. You wait where at the end of the day you eat nothing.
Some of these things happen. I know some women are just like that, but some of these things happen from women retaliating from bad treatment. Like when their husband is not paying attention, or when a man is not paying attention to a woman, anyway she finds the attention, she will go for it. That's why people don't know. So some of these things happen. I'm not saying that's all cases, right? But some. So some of the stuff you say about people marrying 2 to 3, 4 women, those things can happen from there too. So you don't want to, you know, do stuff like that. But I saw that story with that Nigerian stuff. I saw they like the 6 children. Only
Yeah,
was his, or only 2 was his, and stuff like that. I'm like, well, after 25 years of marriage,
yeah. I know it can be so frustrating. And I was
I'm
most
like,
time if
woo.
you the man, the woman, if two of y'all have the chance to send for the child, sometimes y'all prefer the woman to do it because normally the DNA can lie when a woman, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, they will prefer the woman. They will prefer the woman to send for the child or for the children instead of you, the man, sending for the children. Because there's no way the DNA can last it, and not your child, and not you born a child.
Yeah, for the woman
Except maybe something happened in the hospital that was not exchanged. But other than that, there's no way. Only the man can always the DNA. Man, most of the time, it can prove the man wrong or the woman or the man right. Yeah, but it's to be honest, it's really really disheartening. Yeah, I know somebody recently, maybe 2 person in the short time. The boy went like bro to go get. It was just sometimes it's just so sad, man. It's, you know what you mean? You have a 16-year-old child, 17-year-old child, only to realize that you're not the father of that child. How can you even
it's bad
recover?
for the child too, because all the child
Yeah,
does is the person being the father, and if that
seriously,
happens, and
how
the
can
person start to look at that child differently, it affects
differently?
the child too.
It
Like,
affect the child. Seriously, you know what I mean to that child? That child can never see whoever that father is
yeah,
to be he or to be her
only
father.
his
No,
father that he knows. That's what the
no,
father.
he would no. That child would never consider that.
So
Sometimes, man,
it's a bad situation, but
it,
something
it
like
is.
that another thing like that too going on Facebook. I'm thinking it's a content something, but people are saying it's real. Is that this Nigerian lady went to Liberia to do business in the I don't know 90s or so or early 2000. I think 90s or early 2000, and she met this Liberian guy there, but she was married in Nigeria, right? And then
Mhm.
she was messing with the Nigerian summertime there. So while they were messing around, I think she got pregnant. She didn't tell him, but he kind of noticed it, right? And then she
Yeah.
disappeared. She went back home. So he got married after years back. She never gave him any information about her and anything like that. So he married and his wife not having kids and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. He think that he had to go look for a child or whatever. So he met the lady's friend, right? And the friend gave her address to the man. Then he
Hmm.
went and took a camera crew, some kind of I think cheetah thing that they do in Nigeria. Put the camera crew behind him to go to the lady house to go request that the lady was pregnant when she came to Liberia. They were messing around. She was pregnant, and his son is his son. Now, what do you think about that story?
Hmm.
What do
After
you
all
think
that,
about that man?
after all that time,
Right. You think he was right to do that?
well, you can't really say he was right or he was wrong
Why not?
because if you look at the connection between him and the woman and the time, you can't you can't see he was outrightly wrong. You know, but to be honest, people say sometimes the woman can know who the actual father of a child, which I don't believe.
No,
I,
that's not true. But the
yeah,
thing
I don't.
is,
I don't really believe
let's
that a
talk
woman
about
can
this,
know.
right?
Mhm.
I thought he was wrong. Now,
Okay.
reason being, you only thought this lady was pregnant. You kind of figure it out, or you noticed that she was pregnant. She never told you anything like that, right?
Right.
How sure are you that she kept this pregnancy, or how sure are you that this was yours? Now you gotta, even if you wanted something to do, I would have expect him get in touch with this woman. This woman is married. She in her home with
Mm-hmm.
3 other children.
Mm-hmm.
What audacity do you think you have to walk to this woman matrimonial home, banking on a freaking gate, talking about she had an affair with you and her son is yours, with the camera crew that the whole world seeing it? What audacity! What makes you think you have that right to do something like that? Instead of calling her to have that conversation and see how you can, if it's true now. How you can go about it? First of all, you go in destroying her home, destroying her children's life. She might, if this man was even gonna consider his wife or forgive her because it was years ago. Now it will be hard to do it because what? The whole country, the whole world knows about it. You understand what I'm saying? You took a camera crew behind you like you married a woman and the woman had a child for you. You know that for sure. And you go claim child. And this child we're talking about, he was like 21 or 22. There's nothing you can do if this boy don't want to follow you or this boy don't want to consider you as his father. You have no right. Okay? There's nothing you can do about that. So why would you go destroy somebody's home? Because your wife doesn't have children and you want someone, you get a child and then to hell with her? You don't care what happened to her in her home? That's why I said he was wrong for doing that.
No, for that part, he was wrong. But I think that was his intention, was to just probably damage this girl home and to just mess her up. And, probably that was her whole intention. It's not even mainly about the child, because if it was just about the child, probably the approach would have been different.
Yeah, but why would he want to do that? He doesn't know this woman. He's married. This woman
the approach would have been different.
Yeah. Why would that's the approach I was upset about. The approach was wrong.
Right. I agree.
Yeah. You don't go destroy somebody's home for something that happened like 20 so many years ago, and you acting like this child is 2-year-old or 5-year-old or 10-year-old, that you just grab him and say, "Oh, that's my child," and they'll say, "Oh yeah, take him." And care. No, he's in his 20s. He's a man. He decides if he want to follow you or not. He decides to give you a DNA or not. So why now you went and put property in this woman's home?
Even that child 10 years, when the child say, "I don't feel safe living with my pa," the government will not force that child to live with you.
Child there, he can't say that. They can't listen to him at that point. But now,
they will not listen to you. Where you can't say they will not listen. If the child say, "My life is not safe with this man," especially say for instance, they control when the child say, "My life," your own child that you born. If the child consistently say that my life is not safe, believing with my mom, my pa, you think the government will not look into it?
Yeah, they were looking there, but they don't usually ask the children.
They would definitely look into it to see. Yeah.
They want to ask the children when they notice the abuse or somebody that, but when like a custody, so they don't. If the child is that young, they don't ask them. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So yeah, we had a little social thing. Let's move on to our
No problem.
So today I saw this Maurice, the bus for the let me play it. Let me do this. I want to know because I'm interested in this. I saw them in here like they were taking them to school. That's what it looked like. Which is not school. Okay. Right, go here. So, yeah. So I didn't something to play the whole video, right? That
Right.
was it's a multi sectorial committee on said no to drug and substance abuse transfer school to of drugs user to LRRC Center in Johnsonville for temporary holding pending enforcement. Enrolling into National Rehabilitation Program. So I'm confused. When I seen this, I was thinking, I'm like, okay, so where are they taking them? Right? Because this is 2 buses full of these people. And what is it? Maybe you might know what a LRRC is. They're taking them there to hold them for the to enroll them in the rehabilitation something. But do we have is there a new rehabilitation center that the government had something about these people going there to? What are they doing? Collecting them like this and putting them in the trucks and buses to take them to.
My understanding about that video is I might be wrong, but my understanding is that those people willingly went to the youth and sport ministry compound, and they willingly volunteered at the government. I think they tired being the way they are, and they want the government to come to their rescue and find something for them and place them somewhere. I think that's my understanding. It was not that they went to go raid. It was, they went to go raiding. I think they willingly went to the youth and sport ministry compound. I think that's where they put in the boss. If you see, it was not something like they have police. They went to raiding and stuff like that. That is just my understanding. I think where they were taking it, until the government were taking it, I don't know where they were taking it exactly, but I think the government will carry them somewhere for the meantime until they find what else they can do for them. But it was not that the police went to go raid them, or they went there, they made them somewhere to get to raid them. I don't think that was the case.
They
That
also
is just
had well, not that one. They also had some another video that they were taking a couple of them off the street too, putting them in the truck as well.
yeah. I understand, but the particular video that I see, that's just my understanding of it. I know there have been several reasons, in Central Monrovia, in the Central City. But I was just making reference to this, to this video that they just played. That they willingly went to the youth and sport ministry compound, and they asked that the government should retire being on the street, retire taking drugs, and the government should actually, find place to rehabilitate and bring them back to be a better citizens. I think something like that. And that way the government, I think you see every one of them happy. They're playing, singing, the plan for them to be who they are, whoever that against that plan, the plan fail and stuff like that. And but for me, I really, when I see the whole fight against the drugs, this is just my take in the recent time. The LDA is actually, I think they're trying, but my problem I get with them, there are certain positions you find yourself. You can't be that water, you can't be that cold water person, so the police. You have to be, even if you have to appear aggressive, you have to appear tough. I think the LDA itself, they kind of soft. Nobody know about it. People not hearing about them, they're not talking, they're not the kind of tough. There are certain positions in, you have to appear that you're tough. You have to appear that kind of tough.
Job. They just want to stay out of the media,
It's not. Nobody afraid of the LDA. That's not the point I'm making. Is that you can't stay away from the media. That is even one mistake. You have to speak out. You have to let people know that what you're doing. You have to appear fearful. You can't have, especially in a country where the country is almost consumed by drugs, that you think you can you think you can fight drugs like a cold water boss. No, you gotta appear tough. People gotta be scared of you, just like you the father. If the children are just all over the place, they're not disciplined, this and that. If you want to put order, law and order in a home, you gotta appear that tough woman in the home or that tough papa in the home. Even if you're not tough, we have to appear tough so that when the children see you, oh, mommy coming, oh, until you put until you put everything into order, everybody in their place, then you can appear to be that soft. That's the point I'm making. They're too soft. Like it's just like in a hardcore criminal era, you got a police director just soft. When you're talking, nobody know. You have to put that posture, that aggressive person, let people know that you're scared. Another issue too I have with this, the media, and even the class rule there. I saw some of the videos they play, some of the people they do. For me, I think that was wrong. That's not how you can help somebody. You can't be putting people in the social media and putting their picture, showing them off. I don't think that's the way. Everybody know who the Zogos are. You don't have to bring one person, put on the picture, on the screen and showing it for everybody to see. I think for me that is wrong. I saw a video from a pregnant lady, a Zogo pregnant lady. She talking crying. For me, I think that is wrong. You can't do that. I mean, you got to respect the person's privacy. I don't think that's a way of helping somebody. Yeah.
Well, was she in a compromising position? Like, was she naked or not?
I know. She was not naked. She was just I think she was pregnant. The lady, they trying to interview her. She was like crying. She could even say something how I think her mom died. Her father was something. Her father she was 8 years when she jumped on the street. When she started taking drugs and stuff like that because she didn't have nobody, no parent, according to her story, and she was even crying. My point here is that you don't have to keep bringing all the people on the social media. If you really want to help somebody, honestly, if you see somebody, you take them from the street, you carry them somewhere you have. After everything, they come to somebody, they become somebody. As for their story to be an inspiration for other people, maybe, but then you can make that story out. You can bring the person to talk, but you can't just grab somebody from the street and bring them. I really don't buy into that. I don't see it to be proper, to be professional.
So they are calling on every Liberians, right?
Right.
To chip in on this fight to get Liberia clean and help with these people on the street. Don't you think they're trying to what word should I use? I don't want to say manipulate, but trying to grab the sympathy of Liberian outside the country to see how these people are suffering. And this is so these are the reason why they're showing people like that, so they will see it and empathize with them and kind of want to help, want to do what it's supposed to do. Don't you think that's what they're trying to do instead of, I honestly what you're saying, but do you think they're thinking that way, that they're kind of doing anything to their privacy or whatever? At this point, they're desperately in need, and people are desperate. The LD is desperately need help, right? To do this thing, rehabilitate and counseling, all of that. And in order for people to see the seriousness to this, you showing people like that to see this is what's going on. Pregnant women, some of them, this is one of them. Like they're crying, they want out of this life. This is why we are calling on y'all. This is what we are calling upon you. This is why we're needing your help. This is what, don't you think that's what they're trying to do instead of trying to humiliate them?
Yeah, well, those are doing it, and the victim might not know the implication of it. I will put it that way. If you really want to show, everybody know that the country itself is highly consumed with drugs. You know that there are a whole lot of rehabilitation areas, other places. So there's a way that you can make it appealing to the people out there that look, there are a lot of disadvantaged youth on the street taking drugs. They got camp, they got rehabilitation centers, they got other areas. My point here is that taking an individual, bringing them on the camera for everybody to see, I don't really buy into that. In that instance, if you're doing that, you're actually exposing the person, you're going, against the person's privacy. That's my argument. If you want to do that, go to Go to the rehab center. Go where they are. You can do that. You can have an interview with them. Even people that do documentary, these people that really want to help. The NGOs, when they want to help, they don't go on the street. They go to the center itself. They talk to these people. They
But what's the
interview them.
difference,
They talk to
Morris?
them.
If you go into the
So-
center and meeting the person there and still on the street, why are you taking the person off the street and talking to them and showing them to the world that they're needing help? They want to do that. What's wrong with that?
I just told you what's wrong with the person privacy.
So when they meet in their
Yeah.
rehab, that's not a privacy issue either.
No, is that is where they are. That is the place they are. You can meet them where they are. That is the camp. You can go there and talk to them and see whatever help you can render them. That is much better than bringing and seeing somebody on the street. They pick them up, they bring it on the camera. Yeah, I don't see it. I mean, that's just my own view. I don't see it professional.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, George.
Thank you, Amy. Can you guys hear me?
You're a little low, but we can hear you.
All right, thank you. Look, Amy, I think I made a Facebook post recently about.
I wouldn't know. I'm not on Facebook.
Oh, you need to come on. You need to come on Facebook. But here's the thing. Here's what I said. I said it is a dangerous strategy to allow the citizen to go after drug dealers, and here's why. And mainly because I saw you guys talking about this drugs, and that's what I came on. You know, there are two different things. And one of my brothers, Raymond Zizé, was arguing with me, and we went back and forth. But here's the thing: we got two type of crime or two type of criminal. They get organized criminal, and they got criminal. Mostly people who are criminals, like common criminals. I think we all know what common criminal is. Citizen can arrest a common criminal because that guy, he doesn't have anybody behind him with him. You know what I mean? Or he doesn't have any group behind him. You know what I mean? But when it comes to drugs is a very lucrative business. People live on selling drugs for their life, for their livelihood. We even see that Indonesia and most of the Asian countries, if they find you with drugs, they will kill you. But even people from here in Australia went to Indonesia and they got caught there for drugs and they killed them. They put on firing squad. But people still going there. They just arrested another person in Indonesia with drugs from Australia. So it is not a small thing. If you can have somebody bring drugs to the country that worth $100 million, you think how much that person get before they manage to get $100 million to buy drugs? They can get money. These people are rich people. You cannot allow the citizen to endanger the life of the citizen to put there against these people. And I just like the way there was an announcement on Spoon Radio where the police are saying that the citizens should stop doing what they are doing, because even though it is a short-term thing, you go and still disorganize them.
Sorry, Joshua. That's real.
But then your own feeling, yeah, leave it at that. So the thing is that
it's not rotating today, but go ahead.
No, I can see the love in his eyes, but not make it. So the thing is that it is a dangerous precedent. You see, everything before was politicized. They said that Georgia was bringing drugs in the country. They said Finabona was bringing drugs in the country. And when we started saying no, drugs is something that even in America is still fighting drugs, and it's not easy to fight drugs. They say, oh no, why he not arrested? They put a king with $100 million drugs that he bringing it. Why he get a caught inside? When Georgia was there, when I see people dropping 49 in the street dying. But you see, Gore this time you get in short sleeve. You're not in long sleeve anymore, where he will allow you to go and you do something bad and you go enjoy yourself for years before you come back for you. No. This time, soon as you do bad, God can grab you right away and straighten you good. And that's what's happening now. Now you see people are revolting in the street against this government, because that's what President Parker said. He said they put out bring the door when you're going to come by, you're going to arrest them. Yeah, then the coast where they can pull inside can be so big, so compressed, because everything now is scatter in the country.
So George,
I know you want
according to you,
yeah.
according to you, President Boakai said he was going to arrest. Does that mean President Boakai was going to be in the street doing the arresting himself, or his administration, the people he was going to put in place? Whenever they found these people, they were not going to let them go. They were going to arrest them. Like you mentioned, $100 million drugs case. Like if it was my administration, nope. It was nobody was just gonna go like the $100 million drugs just walk in the country by itself. Somebody was gonna get held accountable. That I think that's the point. You don't think that's the point he was trying to make?
No, he said we know the people who bring in the drugs. That's what he said. We still got a clip. He said we know the people who bring in the drugs, and when we get in power, we arrest them.
Mm.
And you know that's about deceptive talk. When you try to deceive people that way, God can't allow you to go far, then he knock you down. Now what can happen? If you try to lie to people and make people to believe it so much that they start to even despise their own family. And you say that the president and the president people that are bringing drugs in the country. So everybody started voting against the CDC government. People say that Georgia are bringing drugs. Georgia was in France, but people dying in Monrovia. Why can't I get no answer now? That shame that got him now is a shame that we as a country, we need to sit down and think that everything is not politics. When people are talking about this thing, the drugs here, they're not small thing, drugs are not small thing. They say, oh, that Georgia are bringing a drug. When Georgia movement power will not get drugs in the country here.
So,
now.
So
drugs is even more than it was before. Yeah.
So George,
yeah.
You said that George Weah is in France now, and people are dropping dying in the street. When George Weah was leaving power, did he clean up all the drugs that were there before Joe Boakai came? Or is it the same drugs that were there that's still there?
So that means before he left, he just brought the container food into people and put in there.
And put in there and carry. Is that what he did?
No. So that means before he left now, he just brought it, give the food free of charge. And say you're going to take it, you're going to enjoy yourself.
No.
No. You can't ask that question. That question is deceptive in itself. When
it's deceptive.
When Boakai said he was going to, he know the people who bring in the drugs and he was going to arrest them. Has he arrested the people now, or with the drug is even more than it was before? No.
I asked you a question.
That was a lie. No, you can't ask me that question because that question is very irrelevant to what we are discussing. It's very irrelevant because if you ask me a question, no, if you say Joey pack all the drug carry, so that means you know that Joey are bringing the drug, right?
No, from what you said though, George. If you come now, I will explain myself to you. You just said that George, they said that George Weah are bringing drugs in the country. George Weah is in France now, and people are falling in the street dying from drugs. So that's why I asked you. We all know that drugs was in the country when George Weah was there. So now you're talking about he's in France now and people are dying in the street. Does that mean when he was leaving the drugs that were in the country, he took everything out of the country? And now that Boakai there, those drugs are coming, the new drugs are all there right now that people dying from. That's why I asked you. So how is it not relevant?
The reason why that question is, I don't know where, because I gotta be very civil on this platform because you know you might get, you know what I mean?
No,
I'm trying to hold myself very much in hold on for a second. I'm trying to hold myself very much to a point where I don't want to answer the way I will usually answer. Because if you say when Joey was leaving the place, he took all the drugs, we know that it's an established fact that it's a lie. George Weah was not putting drugs. Just from what happening now. Because if Boakai said he knew the people that were bringing the drugs and were going to arrest them when he get into power, why hasn't he arrested the people and the drugs even more now than it were before? The new type of drugs now, Android, that are being introduced in the Liberian society that is killing people on mice.
And
then you are talking about George Weah brought drugs and he carried.
No, you don't. That's not my question. Thank you. Yeah, so welcome to Ray.
Yeah, we didn't hear you.
Hey, what's up, guys? Yo, hey.
How are you?
Put down, man. I'm glad to be on. I'm trying to fix some things, but I just not make it.
So when you said 3 hours, you really meant 3 hours.
I don't know why my camera now rotating the net.
Right.
That's more of an issue than George trying to convolute the conversation.
Yeah, right. George came on here. George said that President Boakai said that everybody were accusing George Weah and people were bringing in drugs. Not George Weah, not the other drugs, then people falling in the. So that's why I'm confused. If you saying like that, does that mean when George Weah was leaving the drugs that were there, he took it out and now we got different drugs when he cleaned up the place? Then drugs came back, so that means that proves that George Weah has nothing to do with these drugs. And he said it's not relevant. But anyway, what do you say to that? Welcome to the show and stuff.
Well, thank you so very much, Amy. You see, you know, like the whole proverbial saying that says in Liberia that nobody's stupid yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that come handy tonight when we're having this conversation with George trying to justify why drugs is killing people today, and not try to put in context as to why these things are happening the way they are happening. I mean, we always talk about government being a continuity, right? You can in any way look at 6 years of total proliferation of drugs importation in the country.
It will disappear in 2 years.
And cleans that population out of drugs in less than 2 years. That's not happening. George
that was my question to him. I don't know how he understood it.
George is an engineer. He's a very smart man. But what we're not going to allow George to do, because he can be an engineer student and not be smart. I mean, I found that very inconceivable. But what George is not going to do is to try to come and make mockery out of our intelligence, or at least that of our listener. We're not going to do that. Mm-hmm. I think we are way too sophisticated to be able to accept that kind of position by George this evening. Yes, indeed, there is drugs infestation in the country. Nobody's denying that.
Not at all.
Indeed, the lives taken by drugs today is at an alarming rate. We acknowledge that. We're not going to come here and say, oh, you know, blah, 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 because there are certain things you can politicize and there are other things you cannot politicize. At least I'm not going to be in a position to do that because there are human connection to this. There are lives being lost.
Right.
But at the end of the day, George cannot in any way in straight face tell us that there is absolutely no correlation between former President George Manneh Weah administration and their failed or should I say lackadaisical approach to combating drugs in a country. Look, we don't have to go far. Let's look at the Say to No Drugs campaign. When Spoon and other independent media institutions were in the street interviewing our brothers and sisters, and they talk about them as, I mean, they interview them. What's their approach to drugs now compared to when former President John Manneh Weah in power? People were absolutely, unambiguously admitting on live television that under the administration there have been some stringent attempt intentionality to combating drugs. That right now this administration forceful
approach
attempt to combat drugs is absolutely unforgiving. That they are deliberate in their pursuit. That under former President John Manneh Weah, people are allowed to say they are late in it. These are guys that were admitting these things.
Exactly.
We can find some of these footages.
Enough is enough.
Talking about this, right? So we're not going to sit here, in as much this is a life and death situation.
That was the clip I was looking for.
We're not going to say, oh, people are not dying. No, Josh, people are dying at an absolute alarming rate. Their bodies are in the street, in the ghettos. We're seeing this. They're happening. We're not going to say, oh, no, right? When celebrities like Bucky Roden posting pictures of their friends, that some of whom they were deported together to Liberia, and some of these guys are dying now, that right there says something. So we're not going to be like CDC and try to dismiss this reality. But you cannot tell me, Josh, in 6 years, something that was condoned, something that was tolerated, something that was used as a political commodity, as a campaign tool, that a new government can come and eradicate that in less than 2 years. I don't think any engineer or scientist can subscribe that being a reality. It's like somebody who is like Obama. When Obama took over America in 2008, there was a full-blown, what we call a financial meltdown, sampling to the Great Depression in America in the 40s, right? All the economic implementations and strategy in place by former President Barack Obama at the time, those things did not come to fruition under his term, but rather under President Donald J. Trump when he took over back in 2016.
Yeah.
So some of these things, you can see them happening. It might not happen in your term, but will happen in the next government. So yes, George, people are dying at an alarming rate. But I'm not going to say that this administration, unlike your administration, saying we should try to personalize these things now. Everybody must carry their own bargain. Your administration, under President George Manuel Weah, the proliferation of drugs, the lack of interest in combating drugs under CDC cannot in any way be equipped to this government approach.
Thank you.
Can I comment quickly?
No, that Morris coming in, you coming.
He can come in quickly if you're gonna be very short.
Yeah, I'll be very short.
Okay,
Yeah.
The thing is that my highlight in this whole discussion isn't about the actual drug infestation. My actual approach to the discussion is the hypocrisy, the lies, and the deception that is characterized by this fight. It is a pity for Toure to come here and say in 2 years, instead of the pandemic subsiding, it has escalated. And he's saying that it's because for the 6 years it wasn't fought. So that's why in the 2 years it went to the highest level. The new drugs that have been invented in Liberia now, called Android, that is killing these people. It's a new invention. It's a new market. It's a new drug that has just infiltrated the market. How do you explain that? Does it mean that this government lacks any approach, any idea how to do it? Or they were just lying just because they wanted jobs? Because the thing is simple. The same thing President Walker is doing. He has an economic management team. He employed people. He appointed them. They went to Senate. The bank, how they call it, clear to work in the position, and they cannot find answers. Now he's looking for surveillance, looking for people around to put them together again to form another clique, double handling the economic situation in the country. That's the whole thing. If you don't have clue about something, let the paper put it here down because he can't do it. He wasted people's time for no reason. He can't do it. They just put it down. It's a complete waste of time.
Thank you.
All right.
I know
All
we're
right.
enjoying it, Papa. What he doing more than how could you?
All right.
We like it, but go ahead, Morris.
Yeah. You see, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing when it comes to the kind of discussion with a comparison. I like the comparison. It's perfect. I like it. But I can say here that under the 6 year, Liberia was the pathway to drugs. The country was the pathway to drugs. There are a whole lot of drugs in the country. For you to come here and say under George Weah there were no drugs, when not the same George Weah government, the CDC government didn't say announce they were prosecuting 100 million drugs. It was Bwaka who announced that there's 100 million drugs. It was the government herself who was investigating 100 million drugs case.
No,
I was not.
He didn't say there was no drugs. He said that.
Amy, I listened to him.
Said that no, but he did not say there was no drugs. That's what I'm trying to make clear. He just said they were lying that we were doing this and doing that.
He said on that George Weah government, as Weah, President Weah, drugs was not coming to the country. Under President Weah as a president. That's what he said. I sat down quietly. I listened to him. I listened to the brother quietly. Let me just say my own. Was not the same judge.
Just explain to him because maybe I need to speak the guy dialect.
No,
Because
let
my English
let
is
the
so
man
good.
finish.
Let the man land by George.
Let the man finish.
Okay.
Judge, I sat down here, Judge, I sat down and listened to you. Even when my time to talk, I still give you time to talk. I listen to you quietly. Right? I listen to you. You want to speak my dialect? Fine. Ask me, I will tell you my dialect. If you can speak it, fine. We can go into that.
Tell me your dialect.
Yeah. But that besides the discussion today. When you guys lost talk, you'll go the other way. You can't speak my dialect, so don't even go there. The point I'm making here is that was not the same judge we are. Under the judge we are government prosecute 100 million case. Bro, you know what I mean? For a 100 million drugs case in a country. It was not only the same judge we are government. They were all kind of drugs things. They were arresting drugs there at the airport, at a different port entry in the country. And what happened after that? Nobody said drugs now in the country. But it was a gateway. And for you to even start down here and say, nowhere where the citizen, who told you that? Nowhere where a citizen can contribute. Who told you that? Where you coming from with that stuff? That citizen cannot contribute to curb drugs fight. You know what happened in Wigan? I think years back, there was a demonstration, there was a protest in Wigan, and they destroyed a lot of properties, they stole a lot of stuff. You know what happened? The citizens themselves were pointing out those criminals. This thing happen everywhere. Even this America we're in here, the government can say we can compensate when you point out this person, that person. So for you to just can't sit down the show, it happen nowhere, is a dangerous thing for citizens. These are the same citizens that are taking the drugs. So if they decide to come and help, if the government asks the citizens to help, what's wrong with that? That is a strategy. Your strategy might be different. The citizen strategy might be different. Was not the same CDC. The very campaign day, the CDC themselves, people were in campaign regular. The CDC dress code saying that we want kush. What the CDC condemn it as a party? Did they ever condemn it? They say we want kush. So if we're discussing the drugs issue and you come here to say that Bwaka not able, when the time reach 2029, when Bwaka not able, we'll discuss that one day. When Ajo we are able, we'll discuss it. When we're discussing the drugs issue and you come here to say the drugs people falling down everywhere, then we'll take it back to you. That is not the case. Everywhere in the world, the government has its own strategy how to fight, criminal. The government have asked, let's say the government have asked the citizen, or the citizen themselves have volunteered to help the government to point out drugs traffickers or drug dealers. What's wrong with that? They say it's a dangerous thing. Where are you coming from with that dangerous thing? Where are you coming from with that? How you arrive at that to say it's a dangerous thing for citizens to help the country to fight drugs? I give it back to you, Amy.
Thank you. So, what I see is
to the brother?
No, I think you'll tell him. So, what I want to say is that we try to talk about that drugs.
You can just say no. You're not doing it when.
No, I'm not doing it.
For what exactly?
So why you interrupting me too? So like we try to say, right? We shouldn't politicize the drugs issue. But if administration is trying to come and take over if it's a campaign time, right? The president who's starting to take this president's job can point out where the president is lacking, where the president is not doing the Liberian people's work. The president can point that out. And my team will come and do a better job. That's the resume. You're selling yourself out there. There's nothing wrong with that. The whole narrative with the president lie. Y'all know liars, but y'all know used to care so much more than I used to say they take 27 million out of poverty then. That they were selling electricity to Aracos and Sierra Leone. Y'all never call out those things and they will never lie. But when you come to where in a country administration where there was nothing being done, this country was like the drug hub at the time. Everybody was coming through and getting away with it. Now you have an approach. Now, is it perfect? Has it been? Is it overweight? No. Even the United States. Do you know how much strong something they got against drugs? Drugs still come through. Does that mean they're not fighting drugs? No. But the approach under the Boakai administration and the Weir administration is two different things. I don't know where you come from with your where you getting your numbers from and your studies from. Nobody know about it. But what we know is that we hear these people who taking these drugs talking about the approach under these two administrations, and we seen when y'all y'all chairman were having a protest. Like Teresa said, people are in that protest, a part of that protest, saying that they are protesting because people, they were allowed to sell their drugs. They were doing all of this peacefully and nothing was happening to them. Now the government came and they're not they're chasing it 24/7. They're not allowing them to sell their drugs. There's not nothing going on like that. Nothing is happening like that. The approach that the government took to join the Liberian people in the street and acknowledge the increase of drugs and how it's something in the people. How many times under the administration did we see that? There was nothing like that done. So this administration, why they are not there yet, they are doing way better than the previous administration. That's why you don't want to listen to you talking about, oh, it's a lie, it's a lie. Nobody lie about anything here. But go ahead, Ture.
Yeah, so Amy, look. Kind of correction, right? You can say two things and both can be acceptable at the same time. You can say what we are seeing in the streets right now, at least, those images and those pictures, these are not stuff that you can make politics out of. These are lives that
has been lost, yeah.
That could be true. Then you can also say that indeed there was a deliberate effort done in the former administration to at least show no sign of interest whatsoever in pursuing drugs users, drugs importers, and people that were literally, look at what are some of the arrests, like some of the arrests that are happening right now under the administration compared to that of the CDC. I mean, we can be truthful in that, right? This is the thing. This is where I'll differ with Morris. Look, I'm all about citizen movement for protecting their communities and all of that stuff. But knowing our country, knowing the lack of prisoners, the lack of security presence in all of these places, I think it will be a wrong precedent to have what we are having right now. Yes, indeed, the trust issue is out of way right now, that there's something that needs to be done and something needs to be done differently. Why I support that, but I don't really like what I'm seeing right now when community people are literally going into homes, some of whom don't even have any affiliation with any political apparatus, like, you know what I mean? Like individuals just literally taking the boob out the home and doing what we call now citizen arrest. I think that is a very dangerous precedent. I would say this. You can have a hard line, right? Like what we have in America, if you see something, you say something. If you know that there's somebody in your neighborhood that you have facts that this person is actually selling drugs, call that hard line and have the appropriate.
Can you guys hear me?
Have the appropriate authority shows up and take care of that person, opposed to having people going there. Because once you said that, there are a lot of times now people will start to actually hunt down people or people that they may perceive to be something. People are looking at people. Anyway, if you're doing good in our community, people always have this negative look. You know what I mean? They'll say, oh, and probably if you're doing good, they rather call you gay or you selling drugs or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of society we have. And a young person looking clean in the community, they might say, oh, that man selling drugs, or that man a gay guy. You know what I mean? That's the notion how people carries, right? So you government, you don't want to feed into that. Get a hard line. Let that hard line be effective. When you know someone, because look, Liberia is not America. I can be in a neighborhood. Somebody can be selling drugs in my neighborhood. I might not know. But like, bro, that's not the case. Look at how they find Omane. Someone else selling that. And better about it. As soon as you go in the houses, you got all the drum full of
undercover.
you know what I'm saying, right? So you can pick these things out so easily in Liberia, then you'll be able to do like advanced country then with. So let look at that citizen involvement aspect of it. And try to hit that.
George,
you need to mute yourself, or somebody need to mute. There's something playing.
Can I just close quickly? I gotta go. I just finished on my lunchtime.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Look, the thing is that my brother Gassama, I think that name sounds like from Lupa. Gassama, yeah, I think it's from Lupa. Look, but the thing is that if you say this government is doing more than the previous government was doing in combating drugs, can you explain why people are dying more than ever in the history of our country?
Sure.
If you can get me an explanation that will tell you that, how will you say you are doing well, but the country is hard? Then you won't also agree that you're doing well. You say you are doing well against drugs, but people are dying that they never died before in our country. But you want us to believe that you are doing well. This particular narrative of people being in denial, it is very dangerous for our society. You cannot be in denial to the fact that just like the Iraqi information minister, why people were dying, he said we are winning against the Americans, we are killing them. That's what you guys are doing, and that's what United Party is synonymous of. And my brother Gassima, the thing is that I did not say in Georgia government or the CDC government there were no drugs. There were drugs. There were drugs. There was other ways people, the CDC government were trying to fight drugs by giving people employment. Because when children are not employed, when they sit in the house, in the yard together, all they think about it is drugs. Now the waterways project that was sponsored by the Minister of Youth and Sport, now ASIDO was directing. That project is gone. No money for it. You know how many thousand kids, boys they used to employ? Like they used to go and clean the waterways in that place there. That project is gone. Nobody is employed again. Two people are now sitting down at home. Two are now sitting down at home. Ado mind, according to the Bible, is the devil's workshop. That's why making the children to go into these things, because they are adult. They don't get anything to do. If they have things to do, they will do something about it. So I'm not saying that there was no drugs in government or in Liberia. There was a lot of drugs there. There was a lot of drugs. The people were taking drugs. But
George, wait now.
The death rate we have now, we never had that before. We never experienced that in our entire country.
So where are you getting your report from? Where are you getting these data from?
About people dying?
Yeah, that it never happened before. The highest peak and all of that.
Before, unless you want to be in denial.
I'm not being denial.
Four people on the spot. 4 young Liberian lives lost to drugs on the spot in the same building.
Okay, so George, let me ask you.
Let me ask George the question before he leaves. This gonna help George save his own credibility. George,
go ahead.
You need to clarify this, because I'm not, I like you so much that I'm not gonna leave you like that. I want you to justify George.
Yeah.
Maybe I probably understood that way, or maybe Amy or Maurice might have had different understanding of it. Did you just admitted that CDC used the drugs as means of creating opportunity for seditious?
No, I didn't say that. Thank you for asking that question, because you're going to go home with that in your mind.
We can replay the tape though.
Yeah, no, but listen, let me reiterate. I say and here, so you can say you replay. I read here.
Clarify that before you leave, because I don't.
Yeah. Let me clarify now. I did not say CDC was using drugs to do anything. I said there was drugs in Liberia, and the way CDC was trying to combat drug abuse among the youth was to provide employment. So you see it? That's the difference. They were using employment to combat drug use, because if you get nothing to do, you say that let's go get high. You will follow them. Well, if
Let
you
me
go to
ask you
where,
a question, Judge, because I
yeah,
want you
go
to
ahead.
do yourself justice too.
Go
So
ahead. Go ahead.
you said that CDC was employing youth. All the
Yeah.
youth were employed. They weren't dying now. They were not. They were not on job because they were employed. Are you listening to these video tapes when these people go in the ghettos and stuff, and they asking people on the street how long you been doing it, and they're telling them since our age, since our father. Are you listening, or you just here to manipulate our minds, or the viewers' minds, or other people's minds about this narrative of George Weah did so great with with drugs? That you telling us that these people that are dying now, that in less than 2 years, a year and a half, that's when, because the waterway, whatever, the employment when President Bouaga came in, they stopped all the employment of the youth. Then that why they in the street in less than 1 year, and the drugs is killing them.
Don't do
That's
it
what
like
I
being
mean. Clarify.
sarcastic
Is
now.
that what you're telling us here today, George?
No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is statistically correct, right? If you go to Liberia now, the waterways project,
Where's your soul?
the waterway project that was being run by Youth and Sport, is no longer in existence. And if you look at Liberia, things are harder than they were before.
And that's
I
why
don't
the
know
kids
what.
are in drugs.
Eh?
And that's
Look,
why.
I'm not saying that's the only thing that can put people in drugs, but it's one of the main component that or other mind when these people don't have anything to do, they will go into drugs, and that frustration can take other people to drugs. I had a conversation with somebody two nights ago. The person lives here. Sorry. You know what they said? They said when you take drugs, cocaine, when you take it, you can forget about everything around you. It's like you're in a bubble. So if you've been frustrated, if you take it for that time when you sleep and you enjoy it, say you do all your thing, you will not think about your worries. Everything gone. So that means as soon as they take it, and I think happen to them, say, but then I gotta take it again, right? So they start taking it more and more and more as it grows in them, it destroys them. Now what happened? I'm not saying that there was no drug in Liberia before. Drugs are always been in Liberia, but this time is the worst we have ever seen. That people are dying 4-4-2-2.
Okay. All right.
It's ridiculous. So guys, I'll be listening to the show.
All right.
I'll be going back to the office. Thank you.
No problem. No problem. Just keep listening. No problem.
Yeah,
Yeah. You can
here.
leave. Just keep listening. Look, this brother came on and talk about the wash something big. How long that project even lasted for? You should have asked him the question how long that project even lasted for. What happened? They would just come in the show and talk and say during the CDC time, during the George Weah time, when now the CDC official dividing money on the Zogos, this government is not going to do that. They were dividing money every Christmas, every big day. Instead of taking these kids from the street, they were dividing money on sharing money on the president himself, Finabundo. That is not something that you can even argue. Instead of taking the kids from the street, they were dividing, sharing money on every big day. Under their 6 years, people talk. They could not stop. They go $20, $15 each person. They were dividing it on the kids so they can take more drugs. Under the CDC government, under the CDC regime, that's what they were doing continuously. Under the CDC government, look? Nobody's saying that drugs now. For me, I'm not even going to respond to that. People dying like never before. I don't know where you're coming from.
That's why he getting here.
Maybe that the country where you live in, Australia, that why people dying. That why people dying every day. I don't think that Liberia, the way people dying every day like never before. I'm not even going to respond to that. But to compare the fight against drugs under this government and that of the George Weah government, that day by day living by it, you can't even compare it. Nobody's saying drugs not in the country. Drugs in the country. But the effort the government is taking, whoever even knew the drugs, who are the FDA people under George Weah time, I don't even knew them. To compare that, the George Weah and the you can't even compare them.
Nobody knew about doing it. We heard tip there about the LDA boss commanding, giving command that people should bring a strong substance. I want
exactly.
A strong one.
You can't say
all the tape they were leaked. We heard everything how the LDA boss himself was, taking the drugs from Grand Judah and bringing it, and they were selling it. And then you come in here, people to make.
You can't sit down here because you get platform to talk. You can't sit there. You get thing. You just look. And Mr. Toure, the citizen can get involved in the fight against drugs. What we should question is the method in which they get involved. But there's nothing wrong with the citizen involved. There's a hotline. There's a LDA hotline. During job we had, nobody even know whether they got hotline. Under this region, there's a hotline. The method in which the citizens get involved is what we can discuss. That is wrong this way or this way is wrong. But there's nothing wrong with citizens getting involved. Don't you see how right now they catch? I think just yesterday they catch drugs in a coal bag.
Oh yeah,
In the coal bag, in the cassava leaf, cassava bag, all those things. These are all things that the citizens pointing out. Nobody says citizens should go get arrest people, go about in the burial home arresting people, but no. When the drugs has almost consumed the country, the government will find by every means to curb the situation down. The approach is what we can discuss. And the president said, if even you live in a house when somebody is selling drugs, you must point it out, you must show the person, and by showing the person is your contribution to curbing the drugs, the fight against, to contribute to the fight against drugs. So the method, like I said, is what we can question. But to say the citizen, when George came out, nowhere in the world where citizen can get involved, it is a dangerous thing. I don't know where you're coming from with that dangerous approach.
Thank you, Morris. But I think you and Tiberi are saying the same thing. It's just from another point. Tiberi is saying is there's no problem. He's saying that they should. You're talking about the methodology. That's the same thing he's talking about. They're going there doing it themselves. I think this is what he talk about. How long instead of them going and doing the arrest themselves, they can implicate people into crime that because they are jealous of them. Somebody can go, oh, we went in a house here because they're jealous of that brother doing hello with a market and went and go and plant drugs there and lie said that the guy the one doing the job. So instead of doing that, if you know that someone is doing that, you're saying the same thing like he is. Use the hotline. They're the DEA people be the one that go in there in that home to that's because what I'm seeing is that citizens getting involved. I think is making it more when it's making it more serious, sounding serious because these people are turning themselves in. They are tired. It is because of the citizen involvement. So they're seeing that people are more serious now about it. They want to, and they're chasing them and doing all of that. The only thing I'm against is that anybody beating on them, But yeah, I do agree with what Teresa said as well. Go in something when you see it. Don't go into anybody's home. Don't go something the dead. Call the hotline or call them. Let it be the one to come and do those search and everything. You shouldn't be the one to go there because we see now a lot of people can try to lie and do stuff because they hate somebody and stuff. So that I think
and Amy, look, I'm taking into consideration everything that could happen. Look at these activities that are happening when LDA men go over there. You want to see sometimes 3 or 4 LDA men going after an entire community.
Right.
You cannot sustain that. I mean, you are actually putting yourself at risk because some of the arrests, when you carry around someone that is beloved in the community, that right there could show a very, very bad thing. So look, I get it. Citizens can get involved, right? But in manner of which that the whole thing is happening, say, it's just so bad. Even the LDA going into someone's homes like that, carrying your camera in a person's bedroom and showing all that, it's not professional. I'm sorry.
That's everybody.
Professional. You can go and do your search and seizure, right? And then whatever evidence you got, bring it up. But I don't want to see someone underwear.
But they do that here too, Teray.
Huh?
When you do not bust here, they do that here too. They go in everywhere, they flip the mattresses and everything.
But Amy, those are evidence-based when the FBI or whatever, when they really have substantial, right? That's what we talk about, breaking in your doors, right? When they come in, that is like a hardcore evidence that they got that you're really doing this. But even at that, these are authoritative personnel, though. These are people that are giving I mean, the FDA in abroad, they are not sophisticated. I'm sorry.
Oh
Are you serious? Are you serious?
my chest hurt.
I'll tell you why. The way they be taking evidence, the way they be moving things around. I mean, how?
But they do have gloves on though.
How can some of them maybe having gloves on? Maybe we're talking 2 different instances, but I can see videos. Using their bare hands
to
test these things. Absolutely. Right? Let me tell you, I mean, the way the government pursuing this, I think the government itself have not done well in establishing a responsible and a respectable FDA. We all know how the government started, right? With the whole FDA situation. It was a whole mess. And I said this even when we're on the other show.
Everybody putting to want to be in control.
When we're on the other show, I said this, I said that. You can't anyway come with this kind of sensitive, life-consuming entity like the FDA with the kind of confusion that it started with Abikromyne and the Fadiga and all of that stuff. That right there kills whatever momentum that the government had in terms of fighting drugs. Mm-hmm. Now you're going through the court system, you're going through litigation, all of that stuff. You don't have a prominent head at the FDA right now. You have Atinet. I mean,
no, I think he was confirmed, right?
No, that person said I think you can't in any way take over this kind of agency that needs so much to be done to it right now in the middle of an epidemic, right? When you don't have a permanent head leading an entity. That is a problem in itself.
We gotta look that up. I told you confirmed.
Well, we might look into it, but I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, Mars, do you know anything about that? The boss, was he confirmed or he's still acting?
I think he's still acting.
That person still acting, you mean? So I
think so. I'm not quite sure about that.
We can verify it, but I think the president still acting. I do had that conversation once 2 weeks ago. But look, at the end of the day, I'm just saying this, I mean, citizens can get involved. I loved it. But government and government agencies, especially the police, the FDA, they are underwhelmingly prepared in terms of tools, in terms of morale with everything that we have going there right now. So the last thing you want to do is to approach this with the overwhelming. You cannot allow the citizen to do this work for you. You can have the citizen as an ally, giving you tips and all of that stuff. But to see citizens now moving to communities, some people creating their own military drugs fighting, labyrinth people now. Everybody now, the whole area is just militarized. People go to campaign rally, they all get their boots on, their military. So people creating their own uniform now to even go fight drugs in our communities. That is a problem. You can't do that. In as much government need people to help, but you can't allow people that are not prepared, people that have now gone through the training, the classroom, all of these things, to fighting these things, to have these people as an ally in fighting the drugs, to at least to a certain extent. Let it be there giving you tip. Okay, we can have a community watchdog, like they will have like every community will have it. Like even America, yeah, right? People that are community watchdog, they seeing things and they're reporting things. But to see them in the ad going to homes, you know what I mean? Like, for me, I think that is not a professional approach.
Yeah, the only thing I see is that they're going to people's home, but what I've been seeing is that they've been there in the LDA, personnel are there with them too while they're doing those things. And they needed help. I know what you're saying, but they needed help, and better to give them these help than the community dwellers themselves. The only thing is that I agree with you; they shouldn't be the one to go in the homes, but if they're there and they officers are going in their homes. I don't see any problem with that, because that would show that this is what I keep saying. If I'm here in my community and I know somebody, my next door neighbor doing the drug, and I'm saying they know that they cannot do it anymore because every community is alert, on point. Like, and these people, I know George talk about dangerous and all of that. The people they are busting are not they almost all to come out with an M316 and start spraying everybody. They're not going to the importers and something that doing these things. Now the community people that they're using to do these things, those are the ones that are going some. It's not like you're going to a whole cartel like North Philly where they got a whole street something and you say you went bust somebody. That's a different situation right there. So it can't be compared to the danger. It's not the same. These are the people, these little boys and all girls are in the community, in a little zing round and or somebody unfinished houses and going in there getting high and they come in the community terrorizing people. Those are the people they are going after. And they'll put the green money and stuff in the houses and they selling it, giving it to them to sell. Those are the people that they're busting. They're not doing a whole going to a cartel or community drug going to something and busting no, that's not what's happening. This is a different approach than to compare it to that. Like these was a lucrative business and stuff. Like they almost all come outside with a little bazooka, like you come in here, you done. No, that's not what's going on. So it's a different thing. And like I said, I don't see anything wrong with that as long as they're not going in their home themselves. I don't see anything wrong. And the thing is, they should be the importers after they do this, be me people that supposed to is the importers, because why you doing this? You're supposed to have a scrum, and we see now a little bit some things that they're doing. There's some drugs that are busting from the borders and stuff. Catching people, suitcases and stuff. They were not doing that before. So they why they're outnumbered, I think they're still doing a little bit to help out. They are busting it in the community, and they are also the people that are bringing it in the country. Some of them, going into suitcases and ripping it up and stuff. Who knew? People are being tipped. They are tipping the officers on these things, because I don't think they were doing all of these things that trying to how these things were coming in the country and bringing it in car doors. Like the one we watched the other day, putting it all the way inside the car. He said, "I felt the last." Yeah, all of that. So while they're doing that, they need to be vigilant at the borders and stuff. That will help it calm down. But you can't be doing the users in the community, the innocent ones that are being the victim, and the ones that are bringing it in be still flying out there. It's going to be a waste of time. That's all, something.
Yeah. So if I can just come in, look.
Yes, me, and then do our closing from there.
Yeah, if I can just come in, look. The country itself, Liberia, is not a sophisticated country like any developed country. So you don't expect the people there to be sophisticated like the people in the Western country. It will not be the same. The thing about the whole drugs issue here is that we should actually really sit down. What do we really want? How do we really intend to fight this drugs issue? At one point in time, we say the government is not sophisticated. At one point in time, we say the citizens should not get involved. At one point in time, we say the citizens should get involved. At one point in time, we find justification that the people that are working the drugs, the LDA people, they're not making more money. How do we really, as the people, how do we really intend to fight this? Because the thing is that they are like I always said, they are starting job, it comes with commitment. Even if you pay the drugs, the LDA people $500 a month, $1,000 a month, if they want to be corrupt, because the drugs issue is $1 million company stuff. It's $1 million stuff. Somebody could bribe them with hundreds of thousands of dollars. The 1,000 you paying them, they will still compromise. So how do we, as a people, how do we really intend to fight this drugs issue? What I see, like the citizens themselves have realized that we have to help our government to curb this, to bring, at least to minimize it. Maybe after the minimization, the government can ask, okay, the fact that the drug issue have been minimized, now we can take full control. So again, it's just the methodology in which the citizen get involved. But I don't see nothing wrong with citizens getting involved. If I'm in the community, I'm selling drugs, call my name, go somewhere and say, oh, Kasama in the community they're selling drugs. I don't see anything wrong with that. We have to get involved, because if we just leave it with our government, maybe we have realized that the government alone will not do it all. The government alone will not work it out. And we can't think too deep to say, oh, there are people will be lying on people. We can't think deep in a manner. Nobody have lied on somebody until somebody have come out to say, oh, you know what? They say I got drugs and I lie. I ain't got no drugs until that point. But we can't think deep to say, oh, if we allow the citizens to get involved, they'll be lying on people. Somebody will, no, if we do that, then you're thinking deep. Then you justify why the people should not get involved. I really don't agree with that. My only problem is that the manner in which
we have to think deep though, Morris. I mean, we have to, because these things can all be fine in the beginning, but then that in the middle part that can really change that, and there where we try to prevent and anticipate what will happen in the middle of it and try to abort those things before we get in there.
That's speculation. Speculation is not something that you can hold as a basis. You're speculating that this will happen. What I'm saying, but that speculation, you're speculating that citizens should not get involved because they will lie on people. Who have they lied on? That's how you seen it.
I'm trying to prevent what is possible, bro.
That's how you seen it. Yeah, that's how you seen it. Citizens should not get involved because they will lie on people. It's the same argument that people making. How do you expect the FDA people to fight drugs? They're not making more money. They are listening to Fadiga on one of the show. The former FDA boss saying that. How do you expect people to fight drugs? The people not making money. I'm like, are you serious? So, in his broader mind, that when people making money, they will not compromise. They are just starting job a kind of commitment. You can't think deep to say, oh, because of this, we should not do this because this will happen. You can't think deep like that in certain cases, such as the drugs case. That's my argument.
I think Morris, you are. Well, what you're doing to the conversation, you are dismissing some important element of it. Look, when people talk about every job, you need to incentivize the job. You need to what we call, give people reason why they should go to work. All right. If you don't want to have a corrupt DEA, then you have to pay them or living wage. You have to pay them. What happens if you're paying somebody someone that's grossly underpaid? You open what we call a potential for that person to be corrupt or compromised. Because if a man who got 4-5 children to feed and you paying them $150 a month, Morris, I mean, come on now. That person could be a pusher and a seller all at the same time. Why pretend to be, you know what I mean? That is that
emotional argument you're making right there. No, I'm not saying they should not. I'm not saying they should not pay the DA people. Even they pay them $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, I'm happy for that.
You when Fadiga said that, Fadiga was absolutely right, because there is no way. There are certain areas that you don't compromise salaries. All right, we're talking about law enforcement. You cannot compromise salary over there. You cannot compromise teachers, because these things have existential threats when they are not done rightly, Morris. So there are certain areas that you cannot in any way, any country.
That's true.
Any country.
Our police the highest pay. Our police the highest people in this country.
They are not the highest pay, but guess what?
What?
They are very, very satisfied with whatever they are getting paid with.
Now, what they told you?
Oh, of course.
When they said that to you, that they are satisfied with what they're making.
Brother, let me tell you this.
Yes, sir.
Listen to me now. You can try to dismiss
I'm listening to you. We're having a conversation. I'm not dismissing anything. I'm not dismissing anything. But when we're talking, the men talking are talking.
But we can be talking at the same time now.
You can make this conversation as narrowly as you want to put it, but I'm telling you, and we can bring Officer Hines on here to really come and really explain to that, because we have had a conversation before. Hines have talked about this. There is no way you can prioritize fighting drugs of fighting crimes in our country, when the people that are actually in the land, when people that are putting their lives at risk all the time, when the people are not in any way living or at least getting paid or living wage, there is no intellectual, stage that you can bring that argument in that someone will look at it to be funny. Let me tell you, I'm saying this. In as much we should rely on citizens to help in the fight of drugs in our communities, but you cannot in any way make them the front combatant of this. They are not professional, they are not trained, they have not gone through any form of organized or teaching or strategic planning how to do these things. You can use them as an ally. Get this hotline. When you see something, say something like we do in America here. When you see something, what are you driving on a highway? You see something, you can call the police, S, Y, and Z, car going eastbound, westbound, plate number. If you can get description, police will go and handle that situation. That's what we are taught here. And this is the thing. We cannot route on the fact that Liberia is not sophisticated. Liberia have not gotten to the state of America. But guess what? People that are leading these forces, like Gregory Coleman, like all these guys, these people, some of them went to school in this country, some of them work in this country, and all we expect from them is to carry some of those professional etiquette that they were taught here to bring it to their forces. Is it going to be easier said than done? Absolutely not. But can you actually sell some of those ideas and those professionalized mentor to your people that are not actually, some of whom have not been exposed to some of these professional environment? Yes, it could be hard, but there is no way you can allow ill professional people to do the work of a job that is meant for professional trained individuals. You can do that. You cannot sustain that. That's all I'm saying.
Mars?
Security comes with sacrifices. People that work in security, yes, indeed. It takes somebody with a heart to protect the environment, to enlist, to be an army or police officer, stuff like that. There is no pay you can pay somebody that is risking their life every single day when they wear that uniform to go in the streets. They can get killed any day, anytime, anyway. So there's no pay. But they are satisfied with whatever they are getting. That's what gives them the courage every single morning to wear that uniform and get in the streets.
Mars?
All right. The first thing, we're having a conversation. Sometimes we can interject. You know what I mean? Sometimes we can do crossfire. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Mars, you can't do crossfire, my brother.
Can I say my own, please?
No, you can say your own, but you said something.
Yeah, but let me say my own. When I finish, you say your own.
Let me finish now. You kept going over here, and the show is getting noisy. That's why I said when he's done, you can do your own. Crossfire is different from what you both of y'all were just doing right now. So it's nothing to get about.
I will say this again. Sometimes when we're talking, we can interject. I don't see nothing wrong with that. The idea when somebody talking, especially when they're going too long, you can interject. I don't get it. But let me just say this, right? Brother Ture, you misconstrue me entirely. I never said good salary is not something that nobody will look up to. That's not what I said. I didn't tell you the LDA. I don't care. The LDA can make $1,000 a month. I'll be so happy. That's not my argument. My argument here is that the justification that because people making this amount, so because of that, these things is happening. That's my argument here. The lawmaker making almost $15,000. They corrupt. Almost everybody agree that they corrupt with all the money they're making. Liberal government officials are almost probably the highest government pay of government officials in most of the countries around the world, but they still corrupt. My argument here is that they justify because people making money, because people making less. So that the reason why I'm saying that if you corrupt, they can even pay the LDA $1,000. If they still want to compromise, somebody want to get hundreds of thousands to compromise, they will compromise. My argument here is that they are starting job, it comes with commitment. When you go into this job, it comes with commitment. That's my argument. I never told you nobody should make pay. That's what I brought the issue of the police. The police in America are not the highest pay. But when they go into these services, they go there with commitment. You and I know there are certain jobs in the country, voluntary, almost like voluntary. They go there with commitment. That is my argument. But to argue that because the LDA making, the police people making 150 or 200, so that means they should corrupt. I don't buy into that. I hear most of people making this. Yes, as much as we can appeal for increase in terms of salary, but at the same time, we should not give it a reason because they're making this amount. That is why they should be corrupt. That is why they should compromise. That is my argument. But you went all around and you entirely misconstrue what I said here tonight. That's just it. I never said they should not pay the higher pay. That's not my argument. My argument is that we should not justify why they should compromise, why they should be corrupt, because they're making this amount of money. That's just my argument.
So what I see in this whole thing is that I don't see anything wrong with somebody saying that they should pay people good. Yes, people will be corrupt. What are they pay them good if the integrity it's left for the person, you know, moral, right? And the integrity, things like that. But what has been said is that it is a grave higher possibility for a person to be corrupt when they are getting less pay in a sector like in a you know, in a part of the world that we come from. Here, the people do it with proud. They do it with, like you said, commitment. These are sometimes my grandfather did this. I want to follow my grandfather's footsteps. I want to be the best policeman out there. They do it for those, you know, conviction. They have the conviction to do those things. That side of the world is a job. That's what it is, to put food on my family table. So when you go there in that job and you getting paid, you got 6 children at home. School fees are $300 US, $400 because they know how to call the money in our country. They like they wasting there. They know how to work. They know how to produce it. That's what they produce US. And then you working as an LDA. You getting paid $100 or $175. A person coming with a drugs, $100 million drugs, and take 2,000 USD and say, "Let me go." It takes a person with a integrity, with a God-fearing mind, and really, really high moral and integrity to let that $2,000 go and arrest that man.
Yeah.
It won't be more. You won't find 5 persons that would do that.
Your village will disown you if you let her go there.
If you use something, so I think that's what people are. That's the point people are making, not justifying their corruption. No, if you take a job, yeah, you should have that something regardless of what it pay. You should have that. You should have that prestige or whatever. You know, a conviction that this is my job. This is what something, and this is what I'm going to take. But no, it's not like that. It's not like that with everybody. That's the point they're trying to. It's a possibility that people would take a bribe of a higher amount to let a criminal or a drug dealer pass. But if they were getting paid a good amount of money that they can take care of their family and something on all of that, they would probably think about it and say, "No, I can't do this." But if you had 3 children or 6 children sitting home, no school fees, no food for them to eat, because of the money you're making, before you even get to work and come by the end of the day, the credit alone, not finish the money. Somebody sit in front of you and give you an amount of money like that, say, "Let me go in here," it take God to stop that. I think that's the point people are trying to make here.
But Emil, look, and to Morris' credit, Morris, maybe this is where you feel like you and I went off the rail. When you said the Fadiga brothers were trying to justify as to why people are corrupt and all of that stuff, I did not in any way try to take that whole statement and base my. So basically, I'm saying there's absolutely no reason why people should be corrupt. Number one, if you know that the wages or at least the salary that is being allotted, you know, for you, it is small. Look, we always rejecting job here, right? Yeah. We say, no, we're not doing that, because if I feel like I'm getting a job that will allow me to do extra S, Y, and Z to accommodate certain things, that have to do with my morality or my integrity, then obviously that's a job that I'm willing to say no to. But my argument is, no matter what you do to support your statement, Maurice, people always be corrupt. Even in America, we got corrupt cops.
Yeah.
We got cops that are involved with drugs cartel. I mean, they're always getting busted here. So it don't matter what it is. People always find means to be corrupt. But in the case of like bro Maurice, we see the reality. We can see why people, not trying to justify their corruption, but we can see why people would be sort of like susceptible to corruption because they are grossly underpaid. Okay? I mean, look at the reality. How much LEA boss are getting paid? I mean, not even the bosses though. People that are in the field. And people in the field, these are people that are actually in the real, these are the people in the front line. You know what I'm saying? Even if the guys arrest drugs and know in the value of drugs, and you know, drugs dealer and drugs transaction, it don't happen in conventional banking sector, right, Amy? All their money, their cash money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Their money, you bust them, you busting them with their money, everything.
With cash money, yeah.
So all of these things, right? If someone going to bust a drugs dealer that, let's say that carries $50,000, do you think that money going back to the government? Oh, hell no. That money is not going there. So I'm looking at it from that perspective that even if Fadiga said that, and given the reality that we're having a country with the police officer, how they are underpaid, right? You can look at that and say, yes, integrity-wise, not all the police in Liberia are corrupt. And I can almost guarantee you that.
Yeah, not all of them. But just
but you can also look at a man who's getting paid $150 on a CDC, someone not even getting that $150. And because they are quote unquote, their whole village, their whole town, their whole community know that they are in police, or their family, their daughters know that they are, of course they wear that uniform proud to. You know, so I mean, either way, I'm not saying you are not oblivious to the reality that people are underpaid. I understand you know that people are underpaid. But I also understand that you also know that when people are underpaid in that kind of manner, they will also, not all of them, but some of them will find a justifiable reason to be corrupt.
Yeah. The devil. The devil can be roaming around that possibility. Higher, but possibly, yeah, it can happen. But yeah,
you know, I listened to the LDA boss one time. I think two weeks ago. He said when they took over, they met, as we speak right now, they have almost 600 names that people under the CDC government, they were there taking pay through SIM card and something like that. These are employees that they don't even know them. 600 names. How can you, ghost name. How can you have the amount of people in LDA? Because look, we all having a discussion. We all mean well in different way, right? I think the country has a lot of work to do, right? I think for me, they are just starting institutions. The means of even you getting into it is supposed to be difficult. You can have a small little group of DEA people, just small, they highly trained, and you pay them good, and they do their job. You can do that. That's fine. That's perfect. But to have almost like 6, they just have all this everywhere. All the government institutions, they just put people there. They just plug people everywhere. And the brother came on the show, he just talking to people that they just coming from some different kind of planet. They don't know anything about the country. You know, the country is challenged. Every sector in the country is challenged. Every sector under this government is challenged. Like the city, like the LDA. That's what I said. My own thing, the SDA, the LDA is kind of like co-author. You can't be fighting drugs and you appear to be co-author. I even want for the LDA boss for them to be well known. They're supposed to be aggressive. Let people be afraid. They say, oh, the LDA boss. When they even call your name somewhere, but they call that man name, say nobody even afraid. Nobody's scared of them. Seriously, nobody afraid of them. Nobody even know whether as much as they're on the street, they only arresting this and that. But the citizens supposed to be afraid of them. like the Jote type. When you hear the name Jote, you are afraid. That's the
That's
kind
why
of
I recommended
that's the kind of LDA people
Momo
are. That's how I
Tudo.
want to see my LDA director.
Momo Tudo will make a good LDA boss. I think they should get him that job. He will do well in there. And I think that at this point, Morris, I think we need a lot of DEA boss. I mean, not boss, but agents, because the drugs business is not just in the city now. It's in everybody's villages. It's everywhere. And then the borders need to have real people, you know, they need to work with the immigration, I think. Right? They have to they have to have that
Oh yeah,
cordial relationship at the borders with the immigration. So even the immigration side, that's another place too. The paying thing that we're talking about. Those are the guys, you know, like coming across and do all of that. Like Sandy said, he went to Arcos and came back. The immigration guys from his Montina, and he crossed with his car, and nobody checking it. And he was like, "Well, whatever I had drugs in that car, whatever I had something there." You see what we're talking about? He looking for small thing. He feel like he's doing his job. So imagine if somebody came and get him, not gonna beat him $2,000.
Emil,
that's what we're talking about.
Have it ever occurred to you, or at least have you ever been under sort of any illusion that will give you some motivation of trying to bribe a police officer here or any?
That's too bad.
You know what I mean, right? So you are not even under any sort of, you know, substance that will make you think of that, right?
I don't think if I could drink liquor, I don't think the liquor would be that strong either.
And that's why Morris, I think that's some of the things Morris were alluding to.
Yeah, to be the people.
But you see, look, Morris, I totally agree with you. There should be a fear factor to it. Look at all of us here. If we're driving a police officer, just you know, some kind of way, God made an officer going in the same direction, and it may be right. It don't matter how confident.
But what it made be like that?
I always put on the side to let you go.
Right, that right there is a fear factor. We know when the police, you know, emergency lights on, that is a way that you can give them way in that instance, right? But
behind you.
But for me, the only time I can feel comfortable policeman behind me when I know all my paperwork is correct. Down by you want drive behind me. Matter of fact, I risk when I get you way.
I don't bother me neither. I don't bother if I'm not doing anything wrong.
If I know within my heart that there's something wrong, like in my teenage years when I'm in college and stuff, I mean, I'll get you way so fast so you can go. But that right there shows that fear factor there, right? Obviously, there is community policing that's happening in America under President Obama, where they wanted police to get more integrated into communities, you know, go there, play basketball, the kids, do some things to make the people not to be afraid of you. Because back in the days in this country, people had this kind of fear factor with the police. Once they see the police, they know is going, and some communities still feed that up to this day. But bro, Morris, in the case of bro, our police officer, I think Gregory Comer is trying to do something about that. He even came out, they feuded that people that think they can just lay hand on police officer and all that stuff and go free, right?
Yeah.
Let him wait, man.
You know what I mean? It is something that is really, really going on. And I've always said this. If we should have any level of respectability towards the police officer, we ourselves as citizens, we need to start respecting them.
Yeah.
Because we know it is not easy to be a police officer, you mean? These people up and put that uniform on, their life can be taken anytime, any moment, because they are going into homes. People got guns drawn and stuff like that. They go into that door. They don't know who's behind the other side of the wall. So people need to respect people that do these things. But it starts with the agency, it starts with the government.
Yeah.
Your police officer looking dilapidated. Their uniforms are just...
let me show you this girl yesterday. Go ahead.
They don't have good shoes. Their presentation is you know, their their appearance does not in any way commence any sort of respect.
Respect, right?
You know, I don't care how poor, why poor always talk about this. Even if you poor, you not get nothing. But if you clean in a community, people respect you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your late jean trouser you got, so long you clean all the time, people respect you. But look at our police officer then. And I'm not talking about all of them. Some of them, they are out of shape. I mean, they
Oh, let's not go with the body shaming.
I mean, no, sorry. I mean, obviously, certain job come with certain, you know, obvious. I mean, it's I mean, it is almost that. We don't want to have a police officer looking like someone who, you know what I mean? Like cafeteria lady. We're not doing that.
Like the cafeteria lady.
That's not what we're doing.
The cafeteria lady will be mad at you right now.
Certain expectations that come with certain job, Amy. You know what I mean? You can
Right,
be
you're right. I agree with you. So this is what something yesterday. This sister soldier, she is working this uniform, okay? And I saw this yesterday and I was so proud, and I thought I gave her Wilson. Look at her.
Tell me, if someone sees someone coming like this, will they respect that person or not respect it?
Cannot tell this girl anything, okay? She is working that uniform.
And this is something lawmakers, man, cut your damn salary, post on that money.
That's exactly what we're talking about. It's not the police. It's not the police fault. To where it's the institution. They have to provide the funds for the funding. And somebody was telling me that she might have bought this on her own.
Of course.
Attire like this.
So imagine if people buying things for their own, Amy. How does that look? Do you gonna have any sense of uniformity?
No.
You see somebody wearing the different, you know what I mean? Even that thing is a miscommunication is sending to the public over there. Because anybody see the Ghana, they'll say, but which one of the police police authority that she belong to? Do we have a special forces now in the police? You know,
I know that he gotta be kidding her anything either. But
you don't want to confuse people, man. You don't.
So this is the police. It says special units, police special unit. I don't know. I mean support units. Sorry, the support unit.
The PSU.
Yeah.
Yeah, PSU. Okay. Police support unit.
You know, it's hard to say this, but I remember one of my police friends, I don't want to call, his son was a very big person in the government. One time, he and I were talking. So I said, my man, I saw something, a picture upon Facebook, I put this, my man, that girl. I said, no, man. And by then, it was just like, I think it was just like a month for me to travel to Liberia. I said, no, man, I will surprise you. He didn't even know what I was surprising. While when I carried him 2 pair of boots, he was like, oh my God, my man, you really make my day. You know, I said, my man, that boot there, yeah, that boot you have, my man. I said, my man, I want the government give me. I said, my man. He said, yeah, my man, the whole thing twisted one way, one side. You know?
Yeah, so all of that extra gas slips.
Yeah. And there are a lot of us that do that here.
Yeah, you have to all that extra gas slip and stuff. You have to fund these things for it to happen. You know, so they are the ones sometimes making these police look like that. And sometimes you see police out there, they just their shirt out loose and they just there with like, you know, funny looking a shirt like that, just going, no, you're supposed to dress responsible, tuck thing, well clean your belt, everything in something that looks responsible. And they need to provide these things to them. They need to give them the funding, you know. So for those things, you can't be paying somebody $150 or $100 and expect them to be doing this by themselves.
Man. I grew up in Guinea, right? One thing I know about Guinea, their military presidents, their gendarmerie, those people, they are well attired.
Mm-hmm.
They get uniform every year.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That is just our next door neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And look, and I'm not saying Liberia always been like this. All the other countries used to look up to Liberia.
Well, for far as known, that's how they've been. It was different in the 70s, in the 80s. We don't know that, right?
No. What I've
been saying that's how.
No, I know that because I've seen pictures. I've seen how police officers.
Black and white picture.
back in the days, they were very, very well put together. All right. So, I mean, I don't know about the 90s. We wartime children, and we did not see anything good about Liberia. Everything we not see in our country,
That's what Joe tell folks.
it just upside down. But sometimes respect.
Even emotional time when Brandon Samuka was I'm more like, I know, the police director. The police were a little bit, they called in the black, when you had the black beret in the 90s during emotional time, those guys were well dressed and well equipped. But probably because they were during the war, maybe.
You know what? And beside that time to Morris, I think the police were almost like centralized. It was centralized just in Monrovia.
Monrovia, right?
Yeah. It was based. It was Monrovia. It was Monrovia-based police.
Monrovia was Liberia.
Right. So basically, like, I'm looking at this, Amy, and we talked about it yesterday. There is a need for citizen unrest to happen in Liberia, not in a violent way, but people just
like they did with the drugs issue, said no to drugs, something like that.
In the street and demanding that things change. There's a need for a constitutional change in our country. We can't be doing these things. They are not working for us. They are not working for us. I mean, this high salary and wages are not helping. Some of the extra money should be allocated to areas that need, you know what I mean? Like, you can't run a country when you have issue with law enforcement, when you have issue with education, you have issue with public safety. There is no sustainability in that kind of country whatsoever, right? And for our country, we put our money in the wrong places. I've said this. I'm about to say honor my administration.
No, because they're going to win.
Look, I'm telling you, man. I will go on a limb to say this, right? Amy, we need to start discouraging people taking.
I will wrap. Like you're closing there.
I'm about to say, I will actually say this, and I mean this. Any person or persons that are serving in government, in high places in government, should not be allowed to have their children overseas.
I said this before, but I think you're being visionarized.
If they want to do that, our government will not be paying for it. The government should not be paying for it. Do you know why people take these high-earned salaries?
Because they're sending some overseas.
For their children overseas. So you told me yesterday that even Representative Abu Bana Kamara, he joined in the States today. They do just begin representative not too long ago. Anytime they become representative or they find saying any key position in government,
we gotta check between you and Abu. What's going on?
No. Because for me, I saw that guy win campaign with Habeck already, and up to today's day, that thing
it's still traumatizing to you.
You know what I mean? Habeck already, and to see Oman standing in line, Papa standing in line, and the man had this tiny skinny copy. With beast stomach, taking half cup of rap, putting in an Oman bowl. And for that guy to be represented today, where he had the ability to send children overseas, then they're not putting any resources in the schools, in their constituency. Does that make any sense to you, Amy?
That's what I said.
Does that make any sense?
No, it doesn't.
What kind of country are we running? When Senate pro tempore and all the people can send their children overseas, meanwhile leaving our institution bankrupt. Yeah. Now putting any school, you know what I mean? Like, that is a high.
That children are not there
to robbery.
In our system.
People need to stand up for themselves. If people not stand up, we are more than them. We put it in position. If we say enough is enough on drugs, we should say enough is enough on high salary and wages. That's the new movement people want to say in our country. It's not going to change.
Yeah.
Now I'm closing there. Good night, Amy.
Go ahead, some words.
Yeah, I think I have always said that. I said that for cabinet. I think even on the show many times. I think even like a week ago, I had that post on my page. Look, the country is chronically corrupt, and one of the reasons for that because we got bad laws. The laws in the country are so bad. And the politicians know that these laws are bad.
Yep.
And who benefit from the laws are the politicians, those in power. Sometimes when the laws are bad, the people that benefit from the laws are those that are in power. Those in power, they benefit from the law. Take, for instance, the lawmaker. They have a law that says after every 3 years, they will buy you a new car. Whether you represent a senator every 3 years. So if you're senator, by the time you leave power, you get 3 cars in 9 years. And each of the cars, it costs like $45,000. And every year, the government officials in the executive, the ministers, when they give you a car, after 3 years, the car, you buy the car. You the one got to buy the car. What kind of law is that?
Yeah, doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. And now,
it to the public.
Everybody that coming to power, they will preach. When they want the people to elect them, they will preach this law. Oh, they will campaign. But the government is supposed to buy car for lawmaker. Lawmaker is supposed to got 15, 16% working with them. But they will preach all this law. They will say all this campaign. When they get to power, they hide behind the same law. Say that, but I can't do anything at the law. But at the same time, they campaign against these laws. But when they get to power, they hide behind the law. They will be taking the car. They'll be making a huge salary, but they're making noise. Oh, the salary need to come down. But refuse it. Refuse the salary. Refuse the car. They don't do it. Our laws are bad. You have a country where...
They don't even talk about it.
They don't talk about it. You have a country where when you commit crime, they say after 5 years or 6 years, you no longer... What kind of law? What kind of country is that?
Yeah.
You can no longer be charged for that crime you commit. Yeah, because 5 years passed.
Yeah.
Are you serious? What kind of country is that? So the laws are bad. Since 1986, we have our constitution up to now. Liberia is the only country for over 30 years. They have not even touched their constitution. Yet living. All the countries around the world, most countries around the world, they amend their constitution. They go back into their law and change and see what needs to be changed and what needs to be added. This America, I think the last time their constitution was amended, I think 91, 92, around that. In Sierra Leone, in Ivory Coast, other countries, when you make laws, a certain time goes, you go back and revisit the laws and make those necessary changes. But Liberia, no. And the people know that the laws are bad. So because of that, they know the benefit. That's what I say. The citizens have to really come together and say, you know what, the problem is our laws. Let's campaign. Let's campaign. Let's protest against these laws, the bad laws that we got. Other than that, Liberia will continue to be like that. Somebody who can't do suffer, somebody they will say, but I can't do anything at the law. Yeah, Baka right now. When he came for that the law, I can't right now. He reneging on prosecuting the people.
Yeah.
Because of his in-law. That the law, the judiciary, that not me, that the prosecutor, because the laws, all of them will have behind the laws. If we now fight hard and pray to God for the laws to be changed, trust me, Liberia will just be like that. I give it to you, Amy.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you everyone for being here tonight. I think we said it all. We'll always come and have our own little thing, but then again, the laws are there. I don't think they are necessarily hiding behind the law. I think the laws are actually crippling them, because when President Waga came to power, he tried to do some things. We heard noise in the country, try to break the laws. Oh, he's not being something. He want to be a dictator. He want to be witch hunting. He want to do this. He want to do that. When they when they take them to the Supreme Court, what happened? They reversed some of them. So, like, the only thing that can be done is to amend them. Then, if they're trying to do something, then we should talk. But if he takes action and these people go to the Supreme Court and stuff, and the Supreme Court go and say, "Oh yeah, the Constitution said at this, the Constitution said at this," what can you do? You can't do anything. I mean, it was proven. You try to take certain actions, and they were something by the Constitution. So the only thing is that they need to change that. They need to revisit the Constitution and amend it. That's all we can push for. And like you said, they will all say, "Oh, it's the law." They could be hiding behind, but are they wrong? No, they're not. The laws cannot make them to do anything unless they change it. So that when they change, we can something for. But unless it's a military state or take over and stuff, we can't do anything about that. We stuck with it. So thank you. God bless you all for coming and being here with us. I think we talked long today. We can be starting late and getting late. Thank you all. Thank you so much,
So we
Tommy.
good.
Thank you, John, Hina. Thank you so much for being here with us, Mom Willett. Yeah, Maurice here. Thank you all. And for all of you who are now commenting, we also appreciate you. Keep sharing the show. Please go to our YouTube channel, Liberia Watch News. Not neither shame, but Liberia Watch News. And subscribe, share, comment, and
And
follow
click the
on
notification
Facebook.
bell. Click the notification.
Yes, please click that.
Anytime we go live, you'll get the notification.
Absolutely. Yeah, so that would be it for us tonight. We said thank you. We appreciate you for coming here and doing this with us every night and every day. And guys, I was just telling them about, the little things that we want to do for the show, like different things. Like, sometimes we'll have Social Friday, sometimes we'll probably have Throwbacks Thursdays, and then sometimes we'll have, different things. But we're working on that in the back, so we can be on politics every day. I was telling them about that today too. So thank you guys. We appreciate you, and we will continue to work on that. And with your help, supporting us, showing up, and sharing the show. We have to break that generational curse. Liberia don't support each other. They don't like to, they don't like each other. We gotta break that. We're doing it for Mama Liberia. And with that, we say God bless you and good night.